a total of 9 minutes. Law enforcement officials say the actions taken by teachers, staff, and students inside the school undoubtedly saved lives. A chance of rain today with seasonal temperatures along the Front Range.
A few more storms on the way for your Wednesday. It's going to start off with sunshine. Temperatures today are going to be a little below average in the low 70s. Then those storms will fire up mainly after 3 o'clock. Overnight, a couple more showers down to the upper 40s. And then for Thursday, we're in the low 70s before we're back into the 80s just in time for the weekend.
That's Fox 31 meteorologist Kylie Burse. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic
from the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Yeah, we're still doing very well out here. No major difficulties. I-70 out to the east side coming west through the E470 interchange is still tied up. That's road work related. We do have 270 actually jamming also coming off I-70 up through Vasquez. That will take a few extra minutes. Let's see, I-70 west, Colorado to Brighton, south I-25 coming into downtown, as well as coming up out of the tech center, even 225 in from Parker. A little bit of volume to contend with, but no problem spots. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This week on Red Pilled America, what role has Hollywood played in American crime? To find the answer, we tell the story of how a musical movement born in the Lees impacted urban America. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
The ultimate celebration of music.
Our 2012 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is happening this Friday and Saturday.
Live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
This Friday and Saturday night, starting at 8:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
At DiscountBath.com, they take discounts seriously. Like this deal for a complete conversion of that old ugly tub into a beautiful walk-in shower for just $9,888. Get rid of that old shower tub combo and get a beautiful walk-in, custom designed for your preferences, acrylic walls that mimic stone, lifetime warranty, and no maintenance. Call 720-979-2322 or discountbath.com. All summer, your AC has been running through your furnace, coating it with dirt, dust, and debris. The #1 killer of furnaces. Don't wait for costly breakdowns with the first cold snap. Get Fix It 24/7. An extreme clean, check and tune, just $39. The only ones who truly clean each and every part, like a refurbishment. For new customers, just $39. Protect your system and your wallet. Fix It 24/7. Hometown partners of the Broncos. Go to fixmyhome.com. Click book now.
When your house is in trouble, Fix It 24/7. We'll be there on the double.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
It's the show that helps other shows prepare.
That was the old line about Rush Limbaugh's show, right? He'd always come on and say,
show prep for the rest of the media.
So no, it's part of my show prep to listen to each day.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Situation with Michael Brown, mornings at 6.
That is a good promo.
On 630 KHOW.
Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. This is the Troubleshooter Show, the consumer show, the pain in the ass show, the show that examines everything from what makes you tick to things that tick you off. I call it media with a purpose. Look at all these catchphrases I have. You know, after 50 years in broadcasting, 45 years in Denver, you know, you would think I got it down right. But every day I learn something. I strive to learn something every day. So today's theme is learning stuff. We have our tax experts on. I love these guys. They keep me straight. They keep me out of jail. Atlas CPAs and Accounting. And Atlas is a group of accountants, accountant offices, bookkeeping, small business advice, investment advice, all kinds of stuff. And I've been with them for so many years. And as I said, they keep me straight. Now, we're going to be talking finance today. I'd like to talk a little bit about bookkeeping. I'm talking about the fun stuff, the stuff that lands people in jail. No, the common mistakes people make. And we'll also talk about taxes. There is another deadline coming up for those who extend and extend and extend. So Let me just go to Eric right now and ask him real quick. Eric Reinemer, a partner and semi-retired right now, but I need to know, Eric, what is the big mistake? If you had to pick a mistake that people make, what is it?
Procrastination.
Procrastination.
Yep. People just
put that
wait.
mic close to your mouth for Bruce. Put that mic.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
People just wait too long and they wake up and they realize they owe money and have ignored their situation.
Okay. I don't know why people do that when they know they owe and they think ignoring it will make it go away.
Everybody's wired differently. Some people want to be ahead of a deadline. A whole other group of people can ignore things for years. It's just weirdness of human psychology.
So if you owe, you always file anyway, right? If you owe on April 14th, when you're preparing and you owe, you're going to file April 15th. Is filing with owing money better than not filing and owing money?
No matter what, it's always best to file, even if you owe money and don't have it, because at least you avoid late filing penalties, which are huge.
Okay. Sherry, you want to talk about taxes? Go ahead, Sherry. By the way, we're going to talk about everything. We're not talking about just taxes. But if you have anything to do with taxes, now's the time, or small business, or bookkeeping, or accounting, or any part of running a business. I'll also be getting into the marketing and the competition part. So it's all about business today, but we'll take you if you bought a car and got ripped off, or you have another kind of a question, problem, or complaint. So right now, I want to talk to our caller, Sherry. Go ahead, Sherry. Welcome.
Hi, Tom.
Hi,
My family
Sherry.
and I have been listening to you since the 80s.
Oh my God, I'm so happy about that. And I'm happy to still be here, man. So what's going on, Sherry?
Okay, so I file taxes every year, federal and state. 2 days ago, I got a letter from the state of Colorado that says I owe more taxes for the year of 2021 than what I had originally filed.
Okay, so is this the only year in question right now?
Yes.
All right, and what are they saying for 2021? How much do you owe?
About 500.
That's it, just $500?
Correct.
Okay, so what's the big deal? And I mean that, just to get the conversation going. Do you feel like you don't owe it, or what's your big what are you feeling right now about that?
Well, in looking at the CCR, it kind of indicates that they have a certain deadline that they have to notify me.
All right, so let's talk about that first. Let's talk about that first. Eric or Kelly, either one of you from, and Kelly is from Atlas too. And I want to know, guys, what is the rule? Taxes don't really go away. Is there a statute of limitations that the IRS has? Let's take that issue first. Get really close to the mic for me. Anybody? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, the statute is technically for the IRS, they can't come after you more than 3. If they come after you, you have 3 years from when you filed. After 3 years from the date you filed, I believe that's the end of it, right, Kelly?
Wait. So really, it's only if they did not catch you at the end of 3 years, you're free?
Yeah, unless it's fraud or something involved, but yes.
Unless it's fraud. See, so if you cheated, then obviously they can come at there is no statute of limitations on fraud, is there?
No, or what they call gross negligence, which is understating your income by more than 25%.
Okay. So if you understate your income more than 25%, or there's fraud, they can go beyond 3 years. But for a normal thing like this, why are they saying you owe this money? Because she's out of that 3 year problem. Let's see. It was 20. Is it from the time it's filed?
It's filed. So it could be that Colorado was getting close to the 3 year deadline.
When did you file, Sherry, that return? When did you file it?
I filed before April 15th
of 20. Let's just say April of 2021. So, that's right, 22. That's right. So it would be 23, 24, 20. They would have had April of 25 would have been up.
Exactly.
So but if she got the letter before April of 2025,
when did you get it?
When did you get that letter?
2 days ago.
That's weird.
They missed their deadline. Would you write a letter telling them they missed their deadline? What would you do, Eric?
Sherry,
what would you do, Kelly?
Sherry, did you file any amended 2021 returns since then?
I'm sorry, didn't hear that.
Did you file any amended returns that would extend the deadline, or was it only one and done in 2022? When you filed 2021...
Right. No, I only filed one state income tax
okay, got it. So if you filed one and done, does the state have the same statute of limitations as the IRS?
I believe it does.
Okay, so here's what we have. We have a situation where they went beyond the statute of limitations. Does she write them a letter and gently remind them, or does she ignore it? What should she do?
My first question is, normally they say why you owe more. Did they list something specific as the issue?
Why did they say you owe the money?
They said that the federal income tax notified them that my income was higher. And it is higher, like maybe,
they said your income was what?
10,000.
What did they say your income was?
Higher.
Oh, okay. Was it more than 25% higher, because that would extend the statute of limitations? Did they say that you were 25% higher? How much higher?
I don't know the percentage.
I mean, just roughly, Sherry.
More.
How much more did they say your income was? Not percentage wise, but just tell me, what did you claim and what did they say that you had?
They said that my income was about $10,000 higher than what I reported.
And Colorado taxes at about a 5% rate, so that makes sense. So what happens is, sooner or later, the IRS passes your returns to the state. So I think the IRS, about 3 years later, got the return to Colorado. Colorado realized you owe. But if it was me, I might just call them and say, what's this about? And I think the 3 years are past. Can we just waive this?
Why don't you just call the taxpayer? Is it called the taxpayer advocate office?
There should be a number on the letter that you can call, but
just call the number.
Sherry, did you get a federal notice for 2021?
Okay.
Because
there's a number on there.
Did you get a federal notice for 2021? Because they would have also.
Yeah. Why didn't the IRS catch this?
I was notified by the IRS. I believe it was in 2022.
About what?
That I didn't claim like another $10,000.
Wait a minute. So you got a notice. What did you do with the notice back then that you got? Did you address it?
Oh, I amended my federal taxes.
Okay. But when you amend your federal taxes, you open yourself up for a new 3-year statute of limitations, even with the state.
Okay.
Here's what happened, Sherry. You underestimated your income. The IRS let you know within a very comfortable time period, within a year. They let you know. You then amended your taxes. When you amended them, that alerted Colorado to a problem. Colorado now is within their 3 years to collect on that same $10,000. So you should pay it. I mean, Sherry, you should pay it. Jeff's got a question for Atlas coming up. Jeff, just give us a hint of what this is for. Go ahead, Jeff. What is your tax situation?
What is the status of the exemptions, lifetime and annual, for gift taxes.
All right. This is the most misunderstood area of law. Hang on. We'll talk about it coming up. It's really important, Jeff. I'm Tom Martino. By the way, waterpros.net, need I say more? You can get both reverse osmosis drinking water and softened water in your whole house for $39.95. Both systems. This is unheard of. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. The best technology, the lowest prices, 303-862-5554.
Yep.
The Buffaloes are battling a regional rival. Hi, this is voice of the boss, Mark Johnson. Saturday, CU football hosts the Wyoming Cowboys in Boulder. Coverage begins at 6, kickoff at 8:15 on 630 KHOW, and joined on KOA after Rockies baseball.
All right. Vestera Turnkey helps you become a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles. And we are having, I say we, because I am involved in this, meaning I bought some houses with partners with Vestera Turnkey. Vestera lets you own a rental, okay? They identify the rental for you in a hot market. Then what they do is handhold you through the whole process and then counsel you when to sell, and you make the returns. The idea is not to be a landlord forever, but to get in and out in these promising markets. Now, I'm involved because I am doing it with partners who don't want to do the whole thing on their own. Whatever it is, you should contact Vestera, and you should come to our seminar. And our seminar is coming up this month. I want you to mark your calendars. I believe it's the, I'll get that for you and tell you. But what you need to do is get on the calendar. It is the 27th. So call up and make a reservation for your seat, or go to mybiggestrureturn.com, mybiggestrureturn.com, 303-888-3788. Hey, roofing, do you know there's a 1-year statute of limitations for filing a claim? If you've had hail damage, don't let a year go by. Excel Roofing can help you. Don't go with the people that knock on your door and make all kinds of promises. Never sign anything at the door, never. Call Excel, let them do a complete and full contract, and then they will not take a cent until you're content. The only roofer to do that. You never pay a dime, nothing, until you're completely satisfied. You're never at risk. 303-761-6400, 761-6400.
Thank you.
I went way over time. I know it because I just got really crazy.
Well, like me, you're not getting any better at the job after decades. Hey, why is it that we weren't able to hear one of the cats sitting there?
Well, I had the mics on, so I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. It could be my fault. It could be my fault.
No. It could have been mine. I might not have hit the right button.
But one of them was side mic'd a bit, so it could. It is.
Well, that was just why the caller said she couldn't hear.
It's really weird how close you have to get.
Yeah, that was why the caller said she couldn't hear.
Right over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I have those mics on. Fuck it.
No camera.
Oh, it's up to you. We don't mean to tell you what to do.
Yeah, I'm just really. I was working right up until that. Do you like that new wide shot I have?
Oh, is this a video thing?
Yeah, on I have this new wide shot. I want my YouTubers to tell me what they think.
All right, I'll try to track that down.
Good morning, Tom Martino Show. KDVO. What is our Colorado Springs station number?
KRDO 74. No, it's not. Hold on.
105.5.
In Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
105.5 he listens to us on.
105.5?
That's one of the frequencies, yes, but it's a dual frequency, AM, FM. I don't know what the AM is.
630 maybe.
But it's KDVO, right?
KRDO.
KRDO. KRDO 105.5 FM.
Yeah, I should know.
Uh-huh.
You got enough on your plate, mister.
So it's also got a TV station, Channel 3.
I think for a while their motto was where news comes
Oh, it's
first.
1240. It's 1240 AM, 105.5 FM.
They're already gone.
Dynamite. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Got it.
To which I'd always say to the guys, where news comes first, God, news is a greedy lover. Yeah, we're a little late here. I don't know if I can adjust.
I bought a 64 megapixel camera.
House of Blood?
No, it's a Lumix.
Fuji? Oh.
Panasonic video.
Oh, yeah.
It's a single lens reflex shape camera. You know how they do those?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using it in this studio. It's for shooting outside of the studio.
All right.
So, of Our American Stories.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jeff's got a question. Jeff, we have Atlas CPAs and Accounting with us today. Eric and Kelly, go ahead. What is your question?
Under Trump's big bad bill,
Yes.
what is the status of the gift tax exemption annually and the lifetime exemption?
Okay.
And is it still portable between spouses?
Okay. First and foremost, you're the one that you posed this question properly, which means you probably have a good understanding. But I must review it, and I'm going to tell you why. And then we'll answer your question specifically. Not 1 month goes by without people writing to me about a gift tax, and they misunderstand it. Here is what they believe. Most people believe if you give away more than a certain amount in a year, it is taxed. And they say, oh, I got to stay under the exemption of $16,000. I think, is 16 what it is this year, guys? What is it this year?
It's 19,000.
19,000. Okay. I got to stay under $19,000. Okay. And if I don't, my kids are going to have to pay taxes, or I'm going to have to pay taxes. And they don't understand it. You don't have to stay within that limit. If I wanted to, I could gift $1 million to my son and not pay a penny of tax, and he wouldn't pay a penny of tax. This is money that I've already paid tax on. It's in my bank account. I can draw out $1 million and give it to my son or my daughter, and they pay not a dime in taxes. I can walk up to a stranger on the street and give them $1 million, and no one has to pay any taxes. So what is this exemption we hear about? This $19,000 exemption. Well, the yearly exemption is the amount at which you can give people before it counts against your lifetime exemption. So guys, explain what the lifetime exemption is, if you would, please.
Yeah, so the lifetime exemption was set to sunset, this year, but the big beautiful bill extended that.
Okay, so what is a lifetime exemption for giving money away in your estate?
So it's $15 million. It's going to be for 2026. That means you can give away $15 million for a single person, $30 million for married.
Over a lifetime.
For a lifetime.
You can do it at death, or you can do it during your life.
That is correct.
Now, that $15 million, though, and this is what I think Jeff wants to know, that $15 million, as you give money away, it chisels away at the $15 million, only if it's above the yearly exemption. So let's say instead of giving $19,000 away, you give $38,000 away. $19,000 more, let's say. That means that the first $19,000 is exempted from your lifetime exemption, and the second $19,000 is subtracted from your lifetime exemption. So if you give away money every year above the exemption, the money above the exemption lowers your lifetime exemption. I'm hoping this is not too confusing, but Jeff, you understand exactly what I said, right?
You know, if you give away the annual exemption, you don't have to file any forms. If you give away more than the exemption, you got to file some forms with the IRS.
What form do you file? This is a good point he's bringing up. So if somebody gave away 25 grand, which is 6,000 more than the exemption, what kind of filing do they do?
Yeah, they just file a gift tax return, Form 709, and then that 6,000 will get subtracted against that $15 million annual or lifetime exemption.
Right. So somewhere in the sky, the IRS is keeping track of this exemption.
Correct.
Is there a way for people to find out how much they have chiseled away at their lifetime exemption? Or do they just have to keep a scratch pad? No, seriously.
It's a great question. I've had estate attorneys tell us how difficult it is to try and even track that down. So I'd just say you keep your own track record. We've struggled to find previous records with the IRS.
Yeah.
Who even knows?
I wonder if the IRS really knows.
I feel the same way.
I mean, really, if you gave away money and did not file, would anyone come and chase you down? Anyway, Jeff, what brings this up today? Do you have any money you want to send my way or what?
No, I just wanted to know what Trump's big bad bill did.
Well, it extended the lifetime exemption, which is really good, because if it wasn't extended, then every dime you give away is taxed.
I agree.
Thank you very much,
thanks
Jeff.
A lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John, I'm going to take your call right after this. He's talking about an 07 BMW X3. He's having an issue with the transaction. That and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Frank Duran, the real estate man, by the way, will give you a price on your home. Not what he'll pay for it, but he'll tell you what you will get on the market and what you will net from that sale based on his 30 years experience. So if you're thinking about selling, but you're thinking first, what will I get for this home? He takes all of the factors in this squirrely real estate market and comes up with a figure, and it's free of charge with no obligation. Find out what your home will sell for, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Yep.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver.
Right
now,
off the bat, we had
impact
questions,
traffic from the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast.
Look out for that
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet mid-morning drive for us. Really not a lot to contend with. Haven't had any crashes or anything that's really going to hold you up other than construction out east on I-70 coming west from E-470. Still a little slow in that area. It looks like I-25 south coming into downtown, sluggish through Spear and up out of the tech center. Got a little bit of company, but for the most part, the freeways are wide open. If you're Boulder bound, US 36, Turnpike, Denver to Boulder's 25 minutes. I-76 coming west in from Highway 85 into I-25 is 6 minutes. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Hi, I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me for an episode with Rob Reiner talking about the new Spinal Tap release. Rob Reiner on the Taking a Walk podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know, most of the time when you go shopping for a steel building, whether it be a garage, a big riding arena for horses, a barn, an airplane hangar, whatever the hell it is, something for your boat and your toys, when you look for a steel building, most of the time you're told that they represent a factory. They don't. They are not part of a factory most of the time. In fact, there are very few factories that do this. Great Western Buildings we are blessed with right here in Colorado. A 120,000 square foot facility in Grand Junction. and they are employing 150 Coloradans. Here's what I love. Direct from the manufacturer, no middlemen. This is one company that can say that. 100% American steel, a lifetime structural warranty, a finish warranty for the paint of 40 years. Great Western Buildings.com. Deal with the factory. Great WesternBuildings.com. 303-495-5701.
Yep.
BMW 07 BMW X3. Rocky Mountain. Oh, you want to plug that in there? Right there. There you go. God, these phone notifications are crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they start piling up and piling up.
Even the one I sent you?
What did you send?
Email from a listener I sent via your 5280 text.
Oh, okay. I'll look at it.
Thank you.
I got an email from a listener with a catchphrase. Are you? Oh, I got this one. Are you stoned or just stupid?
The guy listens on the podcast. And
Yeah.
What's going on, Kelly?
No, I know exactly who he's talking about. He already called. It's James.
Huh. Always confident yet never right, Kelly. That's her catchphrase. Always confident, never correct. Yeah, a guy named David in Castle Rock.
I have his number too. He's right up above James.
No.
I have two James and two Davids. Which David is it?
Oh, I don't know that it's too big a deal. I can look back at the email. I had it forwarded to me by Brad White.
Well, it depends because it's a contest that he set up. So I have about 45 phone numbers.
I don't need to
that
get.
I've noted.
I don't need to get the prize, but would be nice to hear it on the show.
Great. Then whoever is announced can call the hell in.
David from Castle Rock.
You can get that particular. You have no idea how immersed I was in.
Besieged on all sides, I'm sure. Oh, for the love of Pete.
Fuller on your side. Call Fuller.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So let's go back to the phones and figure out what's going on with this '07 BMW X3. We also have Atlas CPAs and accounting in the office with us here or in the studio. And for those streaming, let me know what you think of this new camera I unveiled. It's my extra wide shot. And I'll go to that when appropriate. John, what is happening? What is happening with your X3? When did you buy it?
So I bought it on the 14th of last month.
Okay, so that would make it August 14th. And what's going wrong now?
So when we first bought it, they were claiming that it had a dead battery. Well, they took it into the shop.
Now, hold on. Why were they claiming that? Did it not start when you went to pick it up, or when did this problem surface?
Right after my test drive, when they went to fire it up for us to take it home.
Gotcha. All right.
So they took it into service, and it turns out it was a bigger issue than that. That one of the computer systems on it needed replaced.
Okay.
This was an as-is vehicle. We paid $16,000 for it.
Now, were these? This is a technical question, Jeff. When you bought this, were the problems discovered after you already signed your name and bought it, or were they discovered before it?
Directly after it. Well, while my wife was signing papers and they were trying to prep the car, they were having to jump start it.
So didn't that give you a little pause? Didn't you think, wait a minute, I'm not sure if I want to buy this, but you already bought it?
Correct.
Okay, so you bought it as is, which means you bought it with those problems, unless you have some kind of an agreement. Otherwise, I hope those problems aren't serious. What did it turn out to be?
It turned out to be a computer system in the vehicle, and we ended up having to pay $500 to have that fixed.
Okay.
So they had the vehicle for a month.
Wait, you let them fix it?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, then what happened?
From there, we picked up the vehicle this past Saturday evening, and I drove it for about 200 miles. So I went to work on Monday and then went to my wife's work to pick her up, and the vehicle died.
So is it the same problem after a few days?
No, it's not the same problem. They're trying to diagnose what it is. They did offer
But do you understand?
dealership.
Listen, let me explain a few things. I'm going to hit you between the eyes with this, and then we'll try to help you. But I need to make this clear. You bought this car as is. You had the freedom to get this car before you bought it over to Sheridan Auto Tech or another qualified mechanic to go through it from the grill to the taillights, from the hood to the floorboards. I mean, I'm not sure what you think they should do for you if you bought it as is. They already charged you $500 to fix a pre-existing electrical problem. What is this new problem?
I'm not sure at the moment. Literally waiting on the diagnostics from it.
And what if it turns out to be a $2,000 repair? They don't have to. Are they indicating they're going to help you with this?
They indicated that they were going to diagnose it and then kind of go from there.
Well, Jeff, first and foremost, I wouldn't let them touch the car. They're auto brokers. They don't know anything about cars, and their mechanics obviously didn't go through this car very well. I'm going to ask the $64,000 question. How many miles were on this?
$75,500.
That's not bad. Okay. So, what are you calling about today? It sounds like they're doing, I don't know what they're doing. They're diagnosing a problem for you. If I were you, I'd want to take it somewhere else to be diagnosed. And in fact, what I would do, even though it's after the fact, is I would have Kevin Calkin at Sheridan Auto Tech do a complete pre-buy inspection, even though you already bought it, just so you know what you're facing. Then get those problems fixed, period. Get them fixed. If the dealer will help you, all the better. But I would not let them look at it because they're not going to have any incentive to find a bunch of problems.
Okay.
So how long have they had the car since the new problem arose?
Today will be the first day.
Okay, go get your car. And I'll tell you why. They don't owe you anything. And if anything, they're going to downplay any problem. Jeff, think about it. If it needed a new engine, what's the likelihood they would tell you that?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, they look at right now, you're in a weird situation. You bought a car knowing it had a problem. You even paid for that problem. Now it has another problem. We don't know what the problem is. I would get it to Sheridan Auto Tech immediately. And I say Sheridan because it could be electrical. So, Jeff, please call us and let us know what happens. But don't let it stay there. There is no reason to let it stay there unless they can guarantee you a complete repair free of charge. They're not going to do that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Jack, what is your question for Atlas today? What's going on with you?
So I am selling my house and at a big profit. And I'm wondering what I can deduct for home improvements.
Okay, let's talk about this. Okay. How much is the profit? Yeah. How much does it appear to be? You bought the house for how much?
$225,000.
And what are you selling it for?
$1 million.
Oh my God! After how long?
Close to 30 years.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
1 million.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So let's figure this out coming up. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-8255. By the way, Compass Insurance will do a free insurance analysis of your situation. We call it the insurance checkup. Call them. See that you're not paying too much or you're not undercovered. 303-996-9000.
Thank you.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet mid-morning drive for us. Really not a lot to contend with. Haven't had any crashes or anything that's really going to hold you up other than construction out east on I-70 coming west from E-470. Still a little slow in that area. It looks like I-25 south coming into downtown, sluggish through Spear and up out of the tech center. Got a little bit of company, but for the most part, the freeways are wide open. If you're Boulder bound, US 36, Turnpike, Denver to Boulder's 25 minutes. I-76 coming west in from Highway 85 into I-25 is 6 minutes. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Hi, I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me for an episode with Rob Reiner talking about the new Spinal Tap release. Rob Reiner on the Taking a Walk podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you want to get a price on the phone for countertops, you can do that right now by calling The Art of Granite. TheArtofGranite.com. Mitch Floria made up his mind. He's going to give prices on the phone because he realizes he has great deals. Whether it's natural stone or man-made material, get your price. If you like the price, the next appointment will be 15 or 20 minutes to template and measure. That's it. Then 3 weeks later, you have countertops. Probably plenty of time for Thanksgiving right now. 303-386-5919. Get your price on the phone. 303-386-5919. TheArtofGranite.com. Hey, You know who else gives you a price up front? Excel Roofing. You know, a lot of roofers say, oh, we'll do whatever the insurance company approves. No, you don't want a firm like that. You want Excel Roofing, who will give you a complete and full contract with all the details and how much it will cost, so you have something to negotiate with your insurance company. By the way, Excel will not take your first insurance check or your second insurance check. They won't take a dime. You don't pay a cent until you're content. ExcelRoofing.com. Need I say more? You're in the driver's seat. EXCEL. ExcelRoofing.com. 303-761-6400.
Thank you.
Okay. He wants to know what he can add to his bases. Okay. What's that? Yeah, that's right. That's the 500 versus the 250, right? And you can't just, if you've filed separately for years, can you file jointly for that 1 year? Or does it have to be a prerequisite?
Been together for the last couple of years.
Hello, honey. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about, babe. Oh, no, I don't. No. When I said holy fun, I mean at your Bible study. About what?
That's lifechangerloan.com. Tell them Benjamin Albright sent you, and at least get the free consultation. Find out if this is right for you. That's lifechangerloan.com. Your neighbor Tommy loves the fall in Colorado, but he hates the paint. So he called Rhino Shield.
Firehouse was built in 1986. The paint was starting to look a little worn. I need to give Rhino Shield a call.
Rhino Shield ceramic technology is specifically formulated for our unique climate right here in Colorado, and it's Class 1 fire rated.
The Rhino Shield crew was quite good. The people were top notch.
Oh, wow.
Came home 2 days after they started it, and it was done.
Colorado, stop painting year after year. Get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 20% off the regular price.
Even now, when we're riding together, we come home like
Okay, sweet.
we've had compliments from friends that have been over and looking at it, and it just really looks awesome.
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4466. That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoshieldco.com.
The Rhino Shield. Selling your home has never been more competitive. Put Frank Duran.
Hey, Kelly, do you know what we did with that guy? That had, his name was John yesterday. He signed 2 roofing contracts, one for his garage, one for his house. Did we give that to somebody to look into? I don't recall.
We did not assign him to anything. He was from Colorado Springs. His name was Justin, not John.
Justin? Okay. Thank you. But he believes he did not get what was promised on the contract.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had the question about the loan. And about what to do.
Okay. All right. It doesn't matter. He's not coming back, so it doesn't matter. On the other one, never mind. That was this today. Got it. Okay. All right.
Oh, wait. No, I got it. John. Yeah, we assigned him to Bo.
There was a John, and it was Bo. Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry, I've got so many names.
I know. That's why I keep track of it, and I'm sorry I had to ask you. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I keep track of it too. It's just
Yeah, I know.
the catchphrase day. Both Dragon and I were like crazy.
Where's the music?
Don't know.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. All right. We're off to a rockin' start. Jack is selling his house for $1 million. He bought it 30 years ago for $225,000. Jack, the first question, because there's an exemption on profit of $500,000 for people who file jointly, or $250,000 for single filers. What are you?
I'm a joint filer.
All right. So the first $500,000 of profit is exempted from taxes. But what does he do to get his profits down? He paid $225 years ago. You know, over the years he's done improvements. What is allowed to be added to the basis of that home to reduce his profit? Guys, what do you think?
Well, the first thing, you can deduct the closing costs, commissions, and things like that from it.
Right.
And then any renovations, capital improvements made over the years.
What about appliances?
Appliances I think are going to go under general maintenance type things.
That wouldn't be, or would be?
Well, it depends. Will those appliances go with the sale of the house?
Like if it's a microwave, probably not on the counter. But if it's an oven or a built-in refrigerator, refrigerators, I think they are part of the house, right? Or not?
I would add them myself. You can be as aggressive as you choose to be. Looking back over 30 years, and just list out as much as you can. And you don't
Carpeting would be any kind of home improvements, windows, doors, painting.
Right.
Yeah, if you put a new
major landscaping, even, right?
Sure.
How much do you figure you put into your house?
Oh, well, I haven't actually started to itemize it yet, but I put a back deck, I put a front porch. I had a question.
That's all part of the basis.
Yep. So my other question is that 225. Do you add that on to the 500,000?
Yes.
That I paid for the house.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
What do you mean by that? That's the basis of his house. 225, the purchase price plus any permanent improvements. So without permanent improvements, you're looking at $775,000 in profit. You would subtract 500 from that, and you would pay tax on the difference. So what I'm saying is, it's not the end of the world. You would be paying taxes on $275,000 at approximately 20%, right, guys? Because it's long-term capital gain.
Could be only 15% at the federal level, depending on your,
and 5% on the state level.
4.6, yeah.
Right.
But so your worst case, this is without taking any kind of deductions for improvements. The worst case scenario is $55,000 in taxes.
Okay.
I mean, that's not terrible. That's not terrible.
No. How about something like your roof? So I've had 3 roofs, but covered by insurance.
Yeah, you don't get to add insurance. If the insurance paid, it doesn't go to your basis. Or does it, guys? Does it? I mean, he pays for the insurance. Would he get the benefit? And really, if you have 3 roofs, you can't just keep adding them up, right? I mean, obviously, it's only the latest roof. But does he get to write off a roof if insurance paid for it? Do you know?
I believe he does not.
Okay.
Unless he paid out more than he got reimbursed.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
If you had to pay like a deductible, would he get to deduct that, put that on the basis?
No, but if you had to pay 20 but only got reimbursed 15, you could add the 5 that you were out of pocket.
Okay, got it. If you were out of pocket on any of those roofs, you could add it in. Looking back, what's the biggest thing you've done? What's the biggest thing you've done over 30 years?
Probably a new kitchen.
Okay, and that cost you about $100,000, didn't it?
Well, probably. I think it was 40. But
how aggressive? If he said he did 70, I'm not encouraging people to lie, but how aggressive does the IRS get? I don't think they ever audit these damn things, do they?
Frankly, we've never seen one looked at.
Not even looked at.
In 10, 15 years, I can't recall the IRS ever looking at it. And if you think about it, selling your own home is like mom and apple pie. It just seems They haven't raised that deductible in 20 years. So I would suggest being as aggressive as you choose to be with that worksheet, which simply stays with you. You don't give it to the IRS. It's just in your back pocket.
So really, there's no form to file at all, except you do file that you sold it, right?
Yes.
And it asks for your gain, and that's it. And everyone is saying, people are texting me saying that they've done this over and over, and the IRS never looks at it. So good luck to you. Again, I'm not encouraging lying, but you got to make sure not to undersell yourself either. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Thank you.
Sometimes when folks are in pain, they do a temporary thing, a pill or a steroid shot, something that temporarily relieves
All right.
pain but doesn't fix the underlying problem. That's not how
I'm liking this big shot here. I'm liking it.
traditional physical therapy and chiropractics. Regen Revolution is about actually fixing the problem. Bad knees from years of hiking, achy shoulder from using tools, even
See what my morons are thinking about this.
itself for lasting relief from pain. Learn more at regenrev.com. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals, tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches.
There's a lot of stuff on a 30-year-old house you could come up with.
Yeah, I think those appliances would fall underneath this kitchen remodel, so I wouldn't put it all together.
Okay, so can I get you coffee?
I'm good. Eric?
I would take another if you're going up there anyway.
I'm gonna go up there anyway with the bread. And anything else?
No.
Yep, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah. Easier ones, right? You hate to get stuck with one and then you're like, oh, you know. Most of them we should know. It's just once in a while people call you some weird things.
Especially like Michael and Bob, they help with the custom.
Yeah.
That's so like back to my rock.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get that question.
Yeah. We just defer it to Michael.
Yeah.
Because Michael loves talking on the show.
Yeah.
And he has a couple times, so.
Does he know that we're on there, that we could call him? Or I should probably warn him next time I do it. In case I need to call him and put him on. They call him from their number or something, then, right?
They would call Michael, so yeah. Maybe I'll just tell him.
There's a growing controversy involving Publishers Clearinghouse. The company filed for bankruptcy in April and then caught some winners without their so-called forever payments. Here's ABC's Morgan Miller.
One man who was promised $5,000 per week for life back in 2012, enough to retire on, telling KGWTV in Oregon he no longer receives the money he relied on. Gaming platform ARB Interactive acquired the company out of bankruptcy this summer and established a new platform for sweepstakes opportunities. But ARB says it's not responsible for paying out prizes issued by Publishers Clearinghouse before July 15th.
Prize winners may be eligible to receive assets through the bankruptcy process. Snow could soon be in the National Toy Hall of Fame, with Winter Powder among the 12 finalists for the class of 2025. Along with Snow, other contenders include Trivial Pursuit, Scooters, and Slime. The winners announced in Mobile. Michelle Franklin, ABC News.
You know that feeling? Like every door is closing and you just can't see a way out? Being unemployed, underemployed, or just out of school feels a lot like that. But when you find the right tools, suddenly everything just clicks. Getting on that path may be easier than you think. A good place to start? Go to findsomethingnew.org. At findsomethingnew.org, you have access to resources that help develop new skills. Skills that will position you for careers in today's growing industries, from healthcare and manufacturing to cybersecurity and alternative energy.
It's like Lonnie's trying to get a meeting scheduled with us and Tom.
Certification programs, apprenticeships.
Good with you.
You and I and Barb and Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Martino, yeah.
Yeah, I'd raise that question. Well, we can ask, Tom will probably say whatever. But the real issue is Lonnie's schedule. He says whenever he's next in town. You know, if Lonnie's in town next week, maybe for
next week. Yeah, he's here for that for sure.
It's really usually up to his schedule.
Yeah.
Not only by the sheriff's office, and I'm sure all the other agencies as well, but if it's not a good fit for the school, we'll move the SRO out. Officials say the relationships SROs build with teachers, parents, students, and staff is a big piece of prevention. Douglas County has 92 schools with 50
There we are.
resource officers and 120 security specialists.
It's wild. My wife sent it to me. She saw the podcast.
Following the resignation of Brian Cotter, who stepped down amid the Davis mortuary scandal. Commissioners say Graham was chosen for his medical experience and commitment to restoring public trust after what they called a dark chapter in the county's history. That's the latest on Chat Hour. Now, impact traffic from the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
Yeah, what I usually tell people on the house stuff, anything besides like property taxes, insurance, and utilities, be aggressive and deduct the rest of it, you know.
I guess technically if you have multiple roofs, you probably just...
Yeah, if you're getting it reimbursed by insurance, I don't think you can put that in there.
Yeah, but even if you didn't, like what if you had a roof in 2000, another one 2010, some people might just put them both down.
Right. Like you said,
nobody ever looks at it.
Yeah. And most people don't make more than $500,000 on it either, but...
But these days with home prices, long-time properties held in Colorado.
Yeah. Somebody here? I hear a girl talk. His daughter gonna be here now. You see she lives here?
I don't think she does. Maybe she's dropping something off or something.
I think Sound Studio is way more comfortable than iHeart. I like.
Go to Viome.com now and use promo code PRIDE to save $50 on your full body intelligence test. That's Viome.com, promo code PRIDE to save $50.
Imagine cutting out the middleman when getting a new home loan. Whether it's a traditional mortgage, a reverse mortgage, a HELOC, or a refinance, CMG Financial is the leader. They're the bank. They can beat almost any rate out there. I'm consumer advocate Marc Mager. If you're looking for a home loan, you need to call CMG Financial. They're going to save you a ton of money. Don't let the other guys fool you. Go to partnerinlending.com. Partnerinlending.com. Auto accident? Get the right lawyer on your side. Call Fuller.com.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Ryan Schuling.
Rachel Maines, host of Corner Cafe, joins me to discuss her purpose-driven life through Christ, guiding her career path. And Evergreen student Judah Cox wrote a song that went viral after last week's shooting at his school. Wednesday on Ryan Schuling Live.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK is our number, or 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. Very busy morning. We have our experts on from Atlas CPAs and Accounting, or atlasfirms.com. When they're not here, atlasfirms.com. We'll talk. They've been doing my taxes for years, both business and personal. And we have deadlines looming here. That's why we're having them on. Although, in general, it's good if you're in business to get a business checkup, see if you're doing things right. Could you be doing things better? And all of that. So, Eric, we had questions about exemptions on a personal residence. And the exemptions have to do with profits. And we talked about how the IRS never really looks at these. What is the actual form you file when you sell a home? What do you actually file? What does it ask for?
All that form asks for on your personal return is when you bought the house and how much you paid for it and what your basis in the property is.
So it doesn't make you delineate.
No.
It just says what are your improvements or what? How does it word it?
It might have one line for the original cost and another one for the additional costs and closing costs all lumped together.
Okay, so you just put a figure in there and come up with profit. So again, I never encourage lying or anything like that, but don't undersell yourself either. A lot of people don't keep proper track over the years. And also, the IRS isn't looking at them. They're not looking at them, which is really weird. So I have an interesting situation too with me. I was late filing a Form 5500 for a retirement plan. Because when you have a retirement plan, your plan administrator does this for you. But since it's my own company, when I stopped having an administrator and I took over all this stuff myself, I didn't see any reason for an administrator anymore. It was an established 401k, and I just contribute to it. I contribute as an individual and I contribute as a company. But I want people to hear this, but because it was a single member 401k, a solo, do they call that a solo 401k?
Mm-hmm.
And because it was under a certain dollar amount, filing was not required. The 5,500, you're exempted from filing a 5,500. So I was fined for not filing a 5,500, $45,000. They taken I don't know how they come up with the fine, so much per day. And I said to them, this was not required. It was done voluntarily. I actually did it by mistake, but because I did it afterwards, they said it was late. So I said, it was late, but it was never required to begin with. I asked that you waive the penalty. They are saying that when I chose to file, I have to play by the rules. Now, mind you, this is not even required by me. Not even required that I file this form. But the fact that I voluntarily filed it, and by the way, other people do that voluntarily. Why, I don't know, because it goes on this big, if you look it up online, you file it because they keep track of all the filings, and it's like a record. It's just, I don't know, they do it for the hell of it. They don't have to. But their reasoning was, this was under the old administration. When you chose to file, you play by the rules. They didn't say that, but that's basically what they meant, meaning you filed late, even though it wasn't required, you filed late, so now we're fining you. The new administration said they don't care. I mean, it's not a fine. But isn't that weird how different administrations can look at different things? I mean, you would think a tax code is a tax code. And I'd venture to say there is no way you can be fined for stuff that's not required. I mean, that's just my own opinion. What do you guys think?
Well, my first question for you, Tom, is I understood that 5,500s were required if it was over a certain dollar.
That's right. Yeah.
Of like 200,000.
250.
So
this was one of my smaller plans. Okay. I know what you're saying. You're saying it's more than 250. That was my pensions and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are separate. This was a small little orphan single plan I have, my solo 401k plan. And another reason it was less is I did in-service distributions to other IRAs.
Right.
So the amount of the 401k actually is always below 250. Okay. But they're saying, yes, it's below 250. Well, the first administration said, yes, it's below 250. And yes, you're correct. You did not have to file the form. But once you chose to file the form, you brought on everything that comes with filing the form. Do you agree with that reasoning?
That seems odd and strange. I would not agree with that.
Right, right. And no judge would either. And the new administration, again, I say new and old administration, the only thing that changed was the administration, and the IRS reasoning was completely different. So I'm asking you, do you find with different administrations over the years that enforcement actions change? Do you guys find that? Or is the IRS relatively consistent in how they handle things? Like, I hear there are way less audits now than there were under Biden.
There are a lot of less audits, but that's largely due to the fact that the staff has been reduced to where the horsepower is simply not there to bother. So the percentage of people being audited is shrinking because there's less staff to even go after it.
Okay,
That's
somebody
another fact.
texted me. By the way, you guys can also text me, and it is at 747-999-5280. That's 747-999-5280, or the iHeart short code 57739. That's 57739. Tom, can your guests list red flags that would come up? Okay. First of all, one of them is asking about what triggers audits, if anything, or what are red flags that the IRS looks at. Then another one asks for red flags on how you can tell if people are cheating you. Let's take the first one. What triggers red flags for the IRS? It used to be like a home office deduction or something like that. What are some of the red flags, if any, that the IRS, you'll say, they go, whoa, and they take closer looks? Anything, guys?
Yeah, I would say a lot of big Schedule C losses where self-employed people are taking big deductions like travel and things like that. We've seen that heavily scrutinized over the years.
That's a red flag.
Yes.
So Schedule C is when you have a business of your own and you take it on a Schedule C as an individual, right?
Correct.
If you have a subchapter S and you have or an LLC, you don't use Schedule C. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so now somebody else asks, can your guest list red flags that your accountant or investment person might be stealing from you? What are some red flags? Well, I know one because I had a situation. They weren't exactly stealing, but they were not doing things right. That's one reason I started my wealth advisement company, is because I wanted to have more direct control. But I'd say one red flag is when your statements from the custodian. Now, a custodian is where your money is held, okay? Even though you might have an investment advisor or an accountant, they're not literally holding your money. It's at Schwab or somewhere else. Schwab is one of the biggest custodians in the world. So that means that the account sits at Schwab, and it's from that account they make investments, and they do things with your money, presumably to help you make more money. And Schwab is called a custodian. Custodians issue statements. If your financial advisor or accountant or whoever you're using, if they also issue statements, I would say this: never let their statement take the place of the custodial statement. Get both of them and compare them. And what you need to compare are the deposits and withdrawals and account balances. Those three things. If they don't agree, there's a problem.
Correct.
And what we have found is when there is cheating going on, most of the time when the cheating goes on, it's because the consumer is letting the advisor, I'm not saying that it'll happen every time, but they're letting the advisor give them statements on the status of their accounts, and they're not double checking them with Schwab. For example, if you made an investment in something and you withdrew money, it should show up both on your advisement statement and on Schwab, that withdrawal or that transfer to another account. So I think a lot of people have this blind trust with accountants and financial advisors. That's why Don Eiley was able to get away with what he got away with. He would report, and if they had checked with the IRS as well as his own accounts, so he would report to the IRS that there were no employees. But he would report to the employer, you have to pay this much tax for your employees. So he would collect money from the employer that came from both the employer and from the employees. They're withholdings, right? We all have withholding taxes. Those withholding taxes are supposed to be forwarded to the IRS, right?
Yep.
He was collecting the money from the employers, and the employers got it from the workers, and then they matched it. And instead of filing it with the IRS, he would file with the IRS that there were no employees at that place. So the IRS was not expecting the form nor the payment. So this payment that he got, he put into his own foreign accounts and got very rich, millions and millions of dollars, until he was busted by us. And when we got wind of it, we blew the whistle, and he was sent to prison. And the way it happened was really amazing. An employer came to us and said, I am told that we have no employees. They, by mistake, got one of the statements from the IRS that showed zero due on what do you call those taxes on payroll withholding tax? 941? 941s. There were no 941s due, and they found that odd. So they started looking into it, saying, why do we not have any withholdings that we have to send to the government? And that's where they found the discrepancy. And when we started looking into it, we found that virtually every client he had no employees, according to the IRS. But according to the employers, they've been paying hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. It went on for years. Why? Because the employer was not double checking both statements, both the IRS and Don Eiley. So if you have a financial advisor, and trust me, I have a company, I know, Wave 8 Wealth Management. When we send you a statement, it's wonderful. But you should also, we also provide you with a statement, or not a statement, but a login and online access to your Schwab account, because we keep the money at Schwab. You should always check both with everyone, okay, all the time. 303-713-8255.
The Medicare enrollment period runs
So
from
many
October
times,
15th
man.
to December 7th. Don't guess
Financial
what your Medicare
advisors,
plan is going to
they're
cover
doing
next
shit,
year or
and
what
then
it'll
they
cost.
show a
Both could
beautiful
change
statement,
a lot. The good people at
and it
Integrity Health
doesn't agree.
Advisors would be glad to offer
found
you a
one not
no-cost,
agreeing.
personalized
Yeah, we
plan
just had one
review
that was a
so you don't get
father-daughter
caught by
in a Mexican
unexpected
restaurant down in
changes.
Colorado Springs.
Integrity Health
The daughter
Advisors
was
is a trusted
doing the
local
bookkeeping. She
source
was
of
whiting
Medicare
out the
resources
transactions
and
on
not
the bank
tied to any
statements.
one carrier, so they can
She was
find the
taking
right
money out.
plan
Her
for
dad
you.
didn't know it.
Get started
There was $100
today
grand
at
missing out of there.
integrityhealthadvisors.com.
I was wondering why he had to pay tax.
Discount Bath. You don't hear those words combined very often, but I love discountbath.com. First of all, I love the fact that they got the name discountbath.com. And they say you can take it to the bank. You will get a discount, and you can compare them. In fact, they're so confident they will do your pricing without coming to your house. What you do is go to the website. That's where it starts, discountbath.com. Fill out a form, get an upload link. It's a link where you upload video. So take video with your smartphone of the bathroom you want to expand or move. Talk about it on the video very informally. I want to do a walk-in shower here, a twin vanity here. I want to move the toilet here. They will then send you a price, and they stand behind it. If you ever want to talk to them, they love doing that too. 720-979-2322. Discountbath.com.
Hey guys,
Thank you.
here for Broncos Country tonight. I want to talk to you about Life Changer Loans. A Life Changer loan is a mortgage product that functions as a flexible
So those are the red flags that I would see. I'm still kicking, but not kicking the bucket. I'm asking for, I had expressions the other day people have that they use.
So, guys, if you want a faster mortgage payoff, significant interest savings, and maintaining your access to equity without a bank being the middleman, go check out a Life Changer loan. Go to lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com. Tell them Benjamin Albright sent you, and at least get the free consultation. Find out if this is right for you. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Mandy Call here with the Legal Minute from my friends at Bell & Pollock. Listen for more great advice on the Bell & Pollock Injury Show, Saturdays at 10 on KOA.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell of the law firm of Bell & Pollock. We are injury attorneys, and this is your Legal Minute. Let's approach this way. Suppose I told you I was in a rear-end accident yesterday. I hurt my neck. My neck hurts. I went to the emergency room. They diagnosed sprain, strain. And so the insurance company seizes upon those words. You only had a sprain or a strain. But upon further checking and further treatment with my doctor, they did an MRI of my neck. And now it's discovered I have a herniated disc or a slip disc or a compression fracture. It needs further treatment. It's going to be expensive. It's going to cost money. So the initial diagnosis was not prevailing, did not control. You need to be able to prove that to the insurance company. This is a war. You can win the war. Bell & Pollock can help you. Championsofthepeople.com will help you.
Get more information or help from Bell & Pollock at championsofthepeople.com.
Do you know what you will never hear when using Frank Duran, the real estate man?
No gimmicks, no fluff, and no play on words. Your best interest is what's important to me.
That's Frank, and he guarantees results.
I back you up with a true written performance guarantee.
Backed by a team of experts, but he oversees every deal.
I'm with you every step of the way.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622 with RE/MAX Alliance.
Don't trust your biggest financial investment with just anyone.
The Raleigh House changed my life.
Today I'm 175 days in recovery, thanks to the amazing people at the Raleigh House.
The Raleigh House was an incredible experience. The staff genuinely care.
Your mental health is important. Our team of clinical and medical professionals at the Raleigh House provide unmatched care for addiction, depression, trauma, and anxiety. Offering both inpatient and outpatient services, the Raleigh House can meet you where you're at.
I get so many, I don't know why, so many political.
This report is sponsored by
You don't talk a lot of political, do you, on your show?
I try not to.
I know. Try to stay away from that.
Hi, I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me for an episode with Rob Reiner talking about the new Spinal Tap release. Rob Reiner on the Taking a Walk podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you have a remote cabin or need to live off-grid? Red Rock's Roof and Solar is the only company specializing in these special standalone systems with battery backup and auxiliary generators with Red Rock Solar.
Did you try to send something?
Installation and service.
Who likes that?
Roof and solar, locally owned and operated by a veteran. Honesty and integrity. 303-704-2449. 704-2449.
Just know.
RS.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we talked about deadlines. What deadlines are coming up for taxes for those who are very, very late or maybe thought they weren't going to file and they should? So what are those deadlines?
So September 30th, we got deadline for estates and trusts that need to be filed.
Estates and trusts.
Yeah, filing Form 1041s.
Okay.
And then October 15th, we have 1040s that are due and 1120s.
For individuals.
Yes, and 1120 C corporations.
Okay. How many people, percentage-wise, put that off from April to October? Do a lot of people do it? In your practice, what would you say percentage-wise?
I'd say maybe 10% or so.
Okay, so not many. They usually file. And even if you do file late, you still have to pay.
But I think our office might be closer to 20%. We're really busy in September, October with the procrastinators. I bet it's 20%.
What is the usual reason for procrastination?
Well, it's people that owe taxes a lot of times. They don't want to deal with it at the time, so they just wait to file.
But but I thought you still have to pay an estimated amount, even if
you're supposed to. Yes, you're supposed to. A lot of people don't.
And what are the penalties on that?
Well, the penalties start accruing back. Interest and penalty starts accruing back on April 15th till now, and I think it's around 0.5% of the tax that's due each month is the penalty.
That's pretty hefty.
And if you don't file an extension, it's 5% per month, so it can go up to 25% if you don't file the extension. That's what's critical.
Okay, somebody wants to know about SUVs. They were told that it goes by weight, the deductibility. Explain that. So if somebody wants to deduct an SUV, first and foremost, it has to be used for business. And again, that's not often checked, by the way. But the weight limit, isn't it 6,000
Yeah,
pounds?
6,000 pounds, and 100% bonus depreciation's coming back in with a big, beautiful bill this year. So it's going to be a big change. It was set to go to 40%, but now we're back to 100.
So explain what that means then. If I buy a vehicle that is 6,000 pounds, what do I enjoy? A complete 100% deduction of the amount?
Correct, if it's 100% business use.
Yeah. And, okay. And who checks that?
Right.
Now, let's just go through this then. So what does this mean for someone in business? If they buy a 6,000 pound vehicle or more for $100,000, they get a $100,000 deduction.
Yes.
If they get a $100,000 deduction and they're in what's the highest tax bracket right now? Just roughly.
37 or so.
Okay, so 37%. Does that mean that, how do you figure how much in tax it saves you, a deduction? You take the amount of the deduction and multiply it by your tax bracket. Is that right?
Yep.
So with a $100,000 vehicle, you literally can save $37,000 in taxes?
Plus 4 or 5% for Colorado.
So that's if Colorado goes with the BBB provisions, because they're thinking, Colorado's budget's out of whack this year, so they may not accept some of these BBB provisions that are out there.
And BBB stands for
Big Beautiful Bill.
Okay,
so they may not accept 100% bonus depreciation. They may make us add back for that. We're not.
Now, what else do you get bonus depreciation on?
It's pretty much anything with an asset life of 15 years or less. So you got 15-year property, 7-year, 5-year.
So if you buy stuff for your business, this is a good year to buy it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it will be deducted for this year when you do your taxes before April of next year.
Yes.
Okay. So that's how you figure out what you're saving, folks. You take the full depreciation, multiply it by your tax rate, and that's how much comes off your tax bill. But somebody wants to know, what if I did this already? Do I only get to do it once? For example, if you bought a vehicle, let's say 2 years ago, and you took the depreciation, what happens when you buy another vehicle? How does that work?
Well, if you trade it in, you've got to pick up whatever you trade, the trade-in value, that becomes income in the current year. And then
okay. So if you trade in the one you deducted,
yes,
and you get 50 for it, that's 50,000 of income.
Correct.
Which will lower the amount of your deduction on the new car, right? Or it doesn't, it just offsets it.
Yeah, net effect, correct. Yeah, it'll offset.
So really, eventually you can kind of work out of the benefit.
Yes. Yep, if you trade like every 2 years, you might get almost full value, for some of those trade-ins. It depends on what kind of vehicle it is.
Okay. So the idea of this bonus depreciation is to encourage people to buy stuff for their business.
Yes.
Okay. And as far as buying stuff for your business that would not be considered business, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff. It has to be used for business. I mean, that's just the test. It has to be used for business.
Yep.
And so if someone takes a bonus depreciation, whatever they sell that vehicle for in the future is income, no matter what, even if they don't trade it in. If they sold it for $10,000, that's $10,000 in income.
Yes, correct.
But what if they kept that vehicle but bought another one? Do they still get bonus depreciation on the second one?
Yeah, as long as it's another vehicle for business use.
They do. So in some cases, it would behoove them in some cases to keep it if the new depreciation is big enough.
Yes.
And then find another use for it. I mean, another business use.
Right, that would imply you've got two vehicles being used by the business at the same time.
Okay. 303-713-8255. We got a lot to talk about. I'll go over some more of these texts. If you want to ask our accountants a question or you have any problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. RenewHomeInnovations.com. I can't say it enough. They have the most beautiful renovations of bathrooms. They do walk-in showers with porcelain walls, no maintenance whatsoever, and beauty beyond compare. They can carry that porcelain on to the rest of your bathroom. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Listen to this. 2 or 3 days to get it all done. 1 year to pay with zero interest. RenewHomeInnovations.com. 303-904-2000.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
They're still looking real good out here. They did clear up one accident we had southbound at Bellevue. Backups have dissipated. It had 225 backed up, but looks pretty good there now coming out of Aurora on the southbound side from Parker. Let's see. Pena's a little slow around E470 Pena. It will pick up back towards I-70. 270 is running just a little heavy, as well as South I-25 into downtown. So no major difficulties. We do have some slowing down Floyd Hill, the bottom there, US 6, and through those Veteran Memorial tunnels. It's all construction related. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of why Philadelphia Eagles fans pelted a man dressed up as Santa Claus with snowballs. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Okay, right now we are in a season where it's not too cold, although you can feel a little nip in the air at night. It's not too hot. It's an excellent time to have your furnace checked with the Extreme Clean Check and Tune from Fix-It 24/7. They're the only ones that truly clean each and every nook and cranny of a furnace. No one else does it like them. No one. For $39 if you've never had it done. They spend up to 2 hours and they take it apart and give you a complete clean bill of health. Of course, after checking it all through, and a no breakdown guarantee, just $39. FixMyHome.com. Book now. It could save you thousands during the heating season. FixMyHome.com. Book now.
Yep.
So, do you keep...
Good morning, Tom Martino Show. Sure. What's your first name? Karen? Karet? All right, Carrot. Is that how you pronounce your name, like the vegetable? And you have a question on real estate? Got it. Okay. Carrot, hang on for me, and we're going to be right with you, okay? All right, no problem. Hold on.
Troy Hansford with Remax Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply. What about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their slab floor mason? Your neighbor Chip said, I'm a real car guy, and I have a garage, but I got tired of fighting the epoxy fight. Finally, I saw something on Facebook, and I got interested in Galaxy looks like a real good solution to me. Home or business, Galaxy's got you covered. My house is on a post-tension flat. It can get cracked, so what these guys did was they came in and they grooved out all those little cracks, and now it's one complete lovely surface, very pleasant on the eye. Transform pools, patios, garage floors, driveways, and more. And Galaxy Concrete Coatings comes with a lifetime warranty. You can just tell by looking at it, it's going to be impervious to anything I can throw at it for as long as I can imagine. And I haven't looked back since on Monday. Click on Galaxy Concrete Coatings today. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings, we are out of this world.
Do you have a remote cabin or want to live off-grid? Red Rocks Roof and Solar is the only company specializing in these special standalone systems with battery backup and auxiliary generator. With Red Rocks Solar, you get sales, installation, and service. Complete solar. Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Locally owned and operated by a veteran. Honesty and integrity. 303-704-2449. 704-2449. RedRocksRS.com.
The best deal in the West is a short drive from Denver. Buy ranch land for sale.
Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show.
One day only, Saturday, September 27th. Big mountain views and private building sites on 35, 70, and 105
Yes.
acres.
Well, I work on like 3 different shows. So we have, yes. Yeah. Yeah. What's your first name?
$39. 105 acres, just $99. Financing is available, and the ranches are priced to sell in one day, Saturday, September 27th. Call our friendly staff for more information. Ask about the ranch house for sale, too.
Yeah, we've had several calls into Martino about that, and we've had various people say, you know, they're working with the Colorado Department of Revenue. We've had people say it came on my IRS refund. So it's kind of been all over the place, but we do have 2 CPAs in today, so today would be a good way to...
Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor, staying active means everything. So when nagging knee pain slowed him down, he didn't want drugs or invasive surgery. He found a natural way to get lasting relief. QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies.
We're using my body's natural abilities to get better. And that's huge. In time, that's going to be the way of the future. You know, using your own body's ability to heal. Now I can play day to day and not have that severe pain.
Now he's back out there doing what he loves, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Life is good. You're not going to slow me down.
Leave the pain behind and get moving. Book your free consultation today with QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics 303-900-8986.
Well, again, we have 2 CPAs in today as guests, so you can talk to them about it and see, because they'll know more about it than anyone.
Hi, Tom Martino here. So we have our tax guys in. Karen has a question on inheriting property, or is it, oh, I'm sorry, Carrot. The name is Carrot. Tell me you didn't get jokes on that one, Carrot. What is happening?
Well, I just settled an estate and family trust, and each of us inherited property. I have 10 acres. It's commercial.
When did you inherit it, Carrot? When did you inherit it?
It was February of 23.
And it was how many acres?
10 acres.
10 acres. Okay. You inherited 10 acres in 2023. What's your question?
It was purchased for $177,000 in 1994, I believe. I did a date of death appraisal, which came in at $1.695 million.
That's good.
The first offer that I had on it was $2.695 million.
Wow. So what is your question?
Yeah. Well, I have several offers for $550,000 per acre. So I'm trying to decide if I split it up.
Okay.
The capital gains.
I know. I hear what you're saying. I think this is what I think. I'm going to take a little amateur stab at this. If you have 10 acres that was purchased for 177, that doesn't matter to you. Your date of death appraisal was how much?
1.695 million.
Okay. So that is now your basis, 1.695. And how much total would you sell it for if you at that increased price? What was the offer again?
2.695, and it's currently listed for 2.9 million.
Okay, so if you took 2.6,
I have a different offer.
Okay, go ahead, keep going.
I can either sell it as one chunk,
right,
and I'm trying to decide whether it'd be better to sell it parcel by parcel.
Okay.
Rather than sell the whole thing and possibly face $1 million capital gain.
Carrot, the way I remember it, when I was developing land and had basis, they didn't let you trick them like that. They made you they made you allocate a basis to each chunk that you're going to have the same amount of gain, just separated. You're not going to get out of the gain. In other words, it'll be exactly the same. It'll just be that you don't pay it all in that year.
Okay, so it'll be apportioned
accordingly.
Out of the 1.695.
But what is about, but wait, I remember developing land years ago, Eric, and they didn't apportion it. They made me pay the gain as I sold the lots. The first number, I did a subdivision and I had a basis. And there were two ways of doing it. One time I was able to apportion a basis to each lot. And when I sold the lot, I paid tax on that portion, right? Then there was another time they didn't let me do that. And I had to pay all the taxes on the first several sales. Why is that? Do they ever do that anymore, or do they apportion it?
Usually it's apportioned, but
hold on, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Usually you can allocate it by portion in your case, but in this case, when it's inherited, it's all one lump property with the same date of acquisition of the date of death. So I don't think that would apply for Carrot.
So if Karen divided it in two, can she pay just half of the tax on the sale of the first one and half?
Correct. It's allocated as a partial sale.
So if the whole thing, okay, in her case, 1.6, let's just call it 1.7 million date of death, okay? If she had a 1.7 million date of death appraisal and she sells half of it, she would have a $700,000 basis on that half.
Right, one half of the 1.7.
Or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm sorry, 850. I'm sorry, 850. She would have half of it. So then, yeah, I guess the answer, Carrot, is you can divide it up and sell it, but you have to apportion your basis accordingly. You can't leave the taxes to the end. Does that make sense?
I'm just saying if I sell 2 acres this year, and deduct it from the valuation, and then 7 acres next year.
Well, it's very easy in your case. It's very easy in your case. You would take your 10 acres and you would give it a basis based on 1.695. Do the division. So if it's 1 million, and I'm going to use just 700,000 to make it easy. And if you have 1,700,000 divided by 10, well, that's easy. Each one of your lots has a basis of 170. So every acre you sell above 170, you pay a gain.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, you can divide it up and sell it and spread out the tax burden. But
yeah, it's hard to pass up a 2.695 offer, but
well, I wouldn't pass it up. There's nothing better than paying taxes on gain. It means you're making money. I mean, it's inherited money. That is a good offer. Are you going to take the whole thing all at once, or are you going to split it up?
I'm trying to decide that right now. I'm not sure. It seems like the things are a little bit unpredictable, and so I'm tempted to just unload it. It's never been my residence. Never lived there. Never plan on living there. I put about $30,000 into it. Is all.
Yeah, if it was me, I'm not telling you what to do. I don't know your financial situation, but Karen or Carrot, taxes will never be lower. Okay, we know that they're never going to be lower. It doesn't mean that they're low, but they're never going to be lower. And the longer you wait, the higher.
And they may go up.
That's right. So if I were you, what I would do is I would sell it, take the gain, pay the taxes, and then put that money into something safe. How old are you?
45.
Okay. I would put that into something safe. You can even do something income producing. I would not at your age buy an annuity. There will be a lot of annuity salesmen trying to sell you an annuity for the profit. I would not do that. Again, I have my own reasons for that. I think annuities are when you approach retirement or getting close to retirement, and you absolutely are risk adverse and you want to give up a lot of upside potential and you don't care about that. All you want is safety and income, then you can go and do an annuity. I think you're much too young for that. That profit that you make could be put into even interest-free income with certain bonds. There are so many things you can do with the money rather than let it set, because as the property increases in value, you will have more profits to deal with at higher taxes in the future. Okay, so it's really up to you. But I always have questioned people who sit on gain in an effort to delay taxes. Now, does she have the option of doing a 1031 into something if she wanted to, a tax-free exchange with inherited property like that? I think she does, right? Or not? See, have you ever like if there's something you wanted to buy, let's say an apartment house or something big somewhere, there is a possibility you can trade and do a tax-free exchange and put all of your gain into the new property. I think she can do a 1031. Why wouldn't she? She owns it. She has a basis and she has profit. She can defer that in a 1031. What would stop her from doing that?
Only if the fact that it's never been a business property before. It's been a personal asset.
Oh.
That I think could make a difference.
Okay, so a personal asset cannot be 1031'd?
1031s are for business.
What is this zone, this property?
You?
I think it's... Okay,
All right, I'll do it.
Hold on.
Now, impact traffic from the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
Don't be sorry, be better.
Podcast.
Okay, they're still looking real good out here. They did clear up one accident we had southbound at Bellevue. Backups have dissipated. It had 225 backed up, but looks pretty good there now coming out of Aurora on the southbound side from Parker. Let's see. Pena's a little slow around E470 Pena. It will pick up back towards I-70. 270 is running just a little heavy, as well as South I-25 into downtown.
Sorry, man, I went
so
way
no major
over.
difficulties. We do have some slow.
Oh, you nailed it.
The bottom there,
right.
US 6 and through those Veteran Memorial tunnels. It's all construction related. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Hi, I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me for an episode with Rob Reiner talking about the new Spinal Tap release. Rob Reiner on the Taking a Walk podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You will never get a better deal than Fix It 24/7's deep, extreme clean, tune, and check of your furnace. Why? It's just $39 for new customers or customers that have never had it done. $39, up to 2 hours of complete disassembly to the extent they can, and cleaning of every nook and cranny, adjusting and inspecting each part. This can save you thousands in future repairs. Go book it now, just $39 before the cold comes. add efficiency in life. FixMyHome.com. FixMyHome.com. Book now. The Art of Granite will give you a price right now on the phone. Call them and say, I want to know how much this countertop will be. Depending on the materials you choose, because they do more than granite, they do any natural stone or man-made material, they'll give you a price on the phone. Do you know how incredible that is? And that price doesn't change. So when they come to your house to template and measure, you're 3 weeks away from getting brand new countertops. So call, get your price, then have them come out and measure, and then in 3 weeks, you have brand new countertops. Tear out and haul away is always included free of charge. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. Theartofgranite.com.
Yeah.
Jeez, I went way the fuck over.
Shield ceramic technology is specifically formulated for our unique climate right here in Colorado, and it's Class 1 fire rated. I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They all told us great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular. Right now, Colorado, you too can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 20% off the regular price. I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family. Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4466. That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoshieldco.com.
You don't hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you with loans. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-616.
I also thought, just on the same subject, I thought Bill Maher was actually, when he was interviewing Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, you know, he was kind of poignant in talking about the left.
Oh, yeah. How, if you are Kash Patel, do you get grilled by these jackasses and not drop some little nugget that indicates you know everything about them? How do you not, like, say to Cory Booker, some street address where you know he's got a girl?
You
How do you
know,
not? How do you not accidentally say the name of some, you know, humor gay lover? Jeff Peters. What did you say?
Well, I think we all know that this engagement is a beard for that guy.
Fantastic. Oh my God, with Booker? Oh yeah, no, we know that.
Yeah.
It's like me overcompensating with a truck. What? Just kidding.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different. Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from this. Coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get.
Free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We got some texts I want to get to. And one is, here. Okay, if I sell an investment property using 1031 to buy another investment property, will it eliminate me paying capital gains taxes? Yes, temporarily, right? They want to know, if so, how long do I have to keep the new property before I can sell it without paying capital gains? You never ever get out of it. You always defer. It's not tax free, right? I can think of no scenario, guys, where you would 1031, 1031, 1031, and eventually not pay tax. Can you?
Yes, if you're going to hold it until you die and then pass it on to your kids tax-free. We have clients doing that.
Wait a minute. It's not, don't they pay when they sell it?
No, but if you continually 1031 and never sell
Then
it,
you get the new basis.
yeah, and you hold it until you die, your kids get it at the fair market value when you
Right.
die.
More on that coming up.
Yep.
He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I recommend David Ellis Jewelry because I've known David for years. I trust him. You can too. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Lake. 303-322-8779. 322-8779.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Come shop the largest selection of women's men's items. Every shape, every size, and price based on your needs.
Plus, thousands of dinosaurs and the world's top designers. The Diamond Expo at Williams Jewelers. Save hundreds, even thousands. It's our biggest diamond event of the year. Go to the Dollar Trade.
KHOW Denver, iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on the free iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The former head of the CDC, Stephen Maioria, testified today about being fired by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Maioria, who was appointed by President Trump and confirmed by the Senate, says she was ousted just weeks into the job because she wouldn't pre-approve vaccine recommendations and changes that weren't based on science, or fire top CDC officials without reason.
I was fired for holding the line on scientific integrity, but that line does not disappear with me. It now runs through every parent deciding whether to vaccinate a child, every physician counseling a patient, and every American who demands accountability.
Maioria has filed a lawsuit over the firing. An estimated 400,000 Palestinians have fled Gaza City as Israeli forces push in to occupy the city and defeat Hamas. The U.S. is backing the military operation, but countries have denounced it.
The Federal Reserve Board expected to lower interest rates today after its policy meeting. It will be the first rate cut this year.
This is ABC News.
The Fed Board
Do you spill like baby powder or something in here?
Oh, well, you know, he does his thing. His cleaning thing.
Oh, is that? Oh, smells like baby powder.
I wouldn't put it past him
No, neither
to
would I.
actually use baby powder, but
Data from Pew Research and the Census Bureau shows that there have been 1.2 million fewer immigrants in the workforce.
Tyson's Foods is the latest company to announce it's removing some products from its food. The Tyson Food Company says it will remove corn syrup from some of its products by the later part of this year. It's the latest push by the Health and Human Services and the FDA to make America healthy again. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand?
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Hanky. Yep. Hanky Hank. That is her favorite cartoon character. Gross. I just told Ross I've never been a fan of bathroom humor, believe it or not. Oh, mine's different. It's sexual. Okay. But if I say something awful about pooping, everybody does it. if I say something funny about sex, not everybody does it.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm torn between being productive and napping.
Is being productive, will being productive here and now help future Shannon?
Hugely.
Than be productive now, because then future Shannon will thank past Shannon.
But it's just less work tomorrow when I get to bowl.
But it will still help. Yeah, future Shannon will thank you.
I got a nugget of wisdom for you.
Is that bathroom humor?
No, I did see a funny video a moment ago instead of doing the show. Some family obviously.
Okay, I got it. I'm waiting too long. I want to get coffee, man. I just waited too fucking long. I'm sitting through this whole break.
And they slowly pan the camera down to their kid. We are traveling the world so that my son can fry chicken nuggets in every exotic location.
Yes.
Here we are.
What's the end of the
What are you
game?
having, honey? Oh, that's.
Can you 1031? If it was always just the person.
Yeah, it's hard. We'd have to get more details. I think we'd have to say if that's even an option. I don't know if this person, they'd have to buy another property worth 2.7 million to defer that gain. So I don't think she sounds like she's the person that wants to invest. She wants the money.
I'm adventurous with most any foods.
But I guess if she sold an acre each year,
And he's not going to do squid.
that might, well, the gain's still probably going to be in the 20% range though.
Yeah, the real question is, as an investment, it's just like
But
selling.
the most already had an
adventure.
Yeah.
Is it gonna
Yeah.
appreciate more
Most everything else I'll give it a
versus
try.
cash, you
Mhm.
know, putting some of- But the bigger question is, can you 1031 that $2 million?
I think we'd have to know how the parents were treating it, I think, on their side, if it was an investment property. It probably was. It's just land.
Most of everything.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Yes, sure, I guess.
I mean, if you buy land to sell one day.
It's real estate, whether or not it's
Mm-hmm.
raw land versus a building, it's all subject.
Yeah, we should be able to 1031 it.
Yes, I just really filed here.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, it's not like a personal residence or anything, you know, so. Land that you hold, you're gonna sell one day, that's investment property.
So if it's like real estate across the board, no matter what,
Mhm.
it's real estate,
Yeah.
as long as it's not a personal residence.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you buy a piece of land, you're gonna build a cabin on it one day, and you never do it, I think you can 1031 that too.
Help you tomorrow. Then yeah. If it's for somebody else, then screw it.
An asteroid hitting right now would help me tomorrow. I said that to a poor server guy at maybe you can call him that at Golden Corral the other day. Hey man, how you doing? I wish
Here we go. I got that just in time, but I didn't get enough for you.
So you would love.
I'm good.
My wife was on the phone with one of the medication provider or something.
So.
And she was just being really pissy. My wife being really pissy to him.
So that investment property, that's a good topic. You can, that's right, date of death is really
My wife goes, well, it would
the
solve
killer.
the fucking problem.
So you could also, if you have a spouse, can a spouse in her name,
Later on,
if
she's
she
like,
dies, leave
"Probably
it to
should not
you
have said
and you get date of death as well? Or does it not work for married couples?
You get a step up for half of it. So if it's both your properties, you get a step up.
But what if it's in their name only?
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Let's go right to the phones. We have our tax experts with us from Atlas CPAs and accounting and financial advisors as well. And Jay wants to comment on Carrot's problem. And Carrot had a problem where, well, I don't call it a problem. She had an issue. She inherited 10 acres of commercial land purchased originally for $177. Her date of death appraisal for the inheritance was 1.7 basically, and she's being offered 2.6. And I told her if it was me, I would just sell it, pay my tax, and put it into something that would make me a lot of money. And you have a comment on that. Go ahead, Jay. What is your comment?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
My comment is it sounds like that property's making a small fortune already. I'd sell just enough to pay the taxes and keep it because it's already a great investment.
Well, when you say sell just enough to pay the taxes, she's not going to be able to. She'll have to pay only on what she sells.
Oh, in that case, sounds like a great investment.
In other words, if she keeps it, she doesn't have to pay any taxes. If she just keeps it,
yeah, she doesn't have to do anything.
She only has to pay taxes when she sells it. But so what you're saying is this. What I told her, take your money, take your profit and put it into another investment. You're saying, how do we know that the property itself isn't the best investment? Just let it sit.
Sounds like a good one.
It could be. It could be. If it keeps depreciating, it could be a better investment than if she sold it and took the profits and invested elsewhere. You're absolutely right, Jay. That is a consideration. In fact, when people come to Wave 8 Wealth Management and they say they want to sell something and invest with us, I often ask them, how much is the stuff making you now? Because if we can't make you more money, why would you sell it and invest with us? The only reason you would sell and invest profits is if that investment can make you enough to offset the taxes eventually and make you a better return than the original property, right? It's all in the math. Now, we did have a question about 1031s I want to go back to, and it said, how long do I have to keep a 1031 exchanged property where I never have to pay tax on it? Well, technically, if you 1031 each time profits into the next property, you're accruing profits and profits and profits, which you will eventually have to pay tax on if it is yours or if you sell it. But these guys at Atlas brought something else up. And this is something that is often misunderstood, and we need to talk about it. When we talk about date of death, step up in basis. If property was purchased for $100 and it's worth $1,000, the person who inherits it gets to do an appraisal on the date of death, and then they get a stepped up basis. So instead of being $100, that property basis is now $1,000, and presumably, if you sell it, there will be less or no tax. So, Eric, in this situation, if you say you've had clients or people, you've known people who keep 1031ing into their death, explain that.
Yes, this is a long-term planning decision for a couple of clients we have that have decided to keep doing 1031s for property, and they are planning to hold it until they die and pass it to their kids at that huge future value and escape capital gains 100%.
You're right.
It's a long-term
because if
strategy.
They keep doing it and they amass $5 million in value, when they die and it's appraised at $5 million, those kids can sell it for $5 million and pay zero tax.
Exactly.
But if the previous owner sold it for $5 million, they would have to pay the accumulated tax.
Correct.
Or the tax at that time. So, yes, keeping things until death, you get a step up in basis. So what happens if you're married, joint property, and one of the people dies, then half of it gets a stepped up basis. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the whole reason we care about a stepped up basis is because it presumably eliminates taxes if you sell right then. If you keep it for another 10 years and it grows in value, you're still going to pay tax on the new increase in value, but you have a higher basis at which to work with.
Yes.
So no matter what, your tax burden will always be less than the original owner.
Yes.
And I think where a lot of people, Eric, we see get into trouble is where they try to do estate planning on their own. And they think if I avoid probate, I'm going to be hunky-dory. And they do stupid things like transfer stocks or real estate or primary residences while they're still alive. And they transfer them to their intended heirs. What does that do?
Triggers tax. Yeah, that can trigger tax unwillingly on.
Well, it may not do an immediate tax. If I gifted someone, not gifted, if I sign over a home to someone, my primary residence or another home or another piece of real estate, they don't pay tax when I sign it over to them.
Right.
But they inherit my basis.
Yes, Barrett and basis gets passed to the recipient.
Yeah. So they have virtually taken a gift, which would be a stepped up basis, and thrown it away. So when you people, I know there are plenty of people listening right now. I know it. They do it all the time. You think, I want to keep my house out of probate. I'm going to quit claim it to my kids now. It's the dumbest thing you can ever do. Dumb. If you quit claim your home to someone right now, that someone inherits your basis and will have extraordinary capital gains to pay if they sell it. The question is, what if they want to live there the rest of their lives and they don't want to sell it? There's still no good reason to quit claim your home while you're alive. You can do a beneficiary's deed. That's as good as a quit claim. A beneficiary's deed says, as soon as I die, the home is in your name, right?
Yes.
But how many times do we see people do things like that? Now, if you sign over stocks to people, they inherit your basis. If you sign over artwork to people, they inherit your basis. If you sign over anything to people while you're still alive, they inherit your basis. It's better to let them inherit something upon death, and then they get a stepped up basis. Is that true in a trust as well? If I leave stuff in a trust, does the trust get a stepped up basis? Yes. Obviously, otherwise people wouldn't do trusts. I mean, so if you have a trust, you can put everything into a trust, and on the date of your death, that trust has a whole new evaluation of what things are worth on the date of your death. Okay, someone wants to know, when you mentioned a $19 million lifetime exemption, is that for your estate or is that per individual you give money to? Because we say if you give more than $19,000 in a year, you have to claim that against your exemption. So is that 19 million per estate? So if you have 10 different people or 20 different people, you still only have 19 million you can give away. Is that correct, guys?
It's 19,000 per year.
That's what I meant, 19,000 per year.
And that 19,000 can go to multiple people. You could give that 19,000 to 10 different people, and that all escapes being in your estate.
Right. But the exemption we talked about, the lifetime exemption,
Which is
not
15, that's 15 million.
I thought you said, okay, I said it wrong.
Yeah,
It's not, okay, I had it wrong. Is that $15 million exemption for the entire estate or per individual? It's for the entire estate.
It's per person. So a married couple would get.
No, I understand that. Here's what I'm asking. This person is asking this. Can I, if I have a $15 million exemption before I pay or my heirs pay taxes, can I give 15 million to one child and 15 million to another child and 15 million to another child? The answer is no.
Right.
there's one exemption per estate.
Yes.
So, Texter, it's not per individual, it's per estate. If the individual gives away to 10 or 20 people or one person more than 15 million, there will be estate taxes. We talk about estate taxes a lot. What are they? What is an estate tax? In other words, I'm going to say, let's just say I have $45 million. 15 million of it gets exempted. Now I have $30 million. Who pays that tax?
The estate of the person that passed pays it roughly.
So there's a tax return done on the estate.
Yes, a Form 706 estate.
And how much? We keep talking about estate taxes, but I've never actually asked, how much is estate tax? Is it 20%, 30%, 40%? How is it figured? How is estate tax figured? Or is it simply income to the recipient?
It's a tax that's generally in the 40 to 45%. It's a very high rate, and very few individuals will ever pay it, because at 15 million, there's only maybe a couple thousand people per year that have estates that need to be filed on, because the exemption is 15 million now.
No, I know. What you're saying is not many people die with more than 15 million.
Right.
But let's say they do. I mean, how do very wealthy people get around paying that 50% tax, for God's sakes? You're telling me if someone's worth $100 million, then on $85 million, they're giving half of it to the government.
What they will probably do is they will form irrevocable trusts to get large chunks of assets out of their personal name into trusts, which take them out of your personal estate.
So are you saying that most do an estate plan to where they never have to worry about that?
Largely, yes.
I mean, but if you think about it, I think it's highway robbery. If you really think about the essence of it, they've paid taxes on this money their entire life, right? It's not tax-free money. It's money people accumulated, not tax-free. When you accumulate income, you pay on income, you pay on profits, you pay on capital gains. So now they have an estate worth 100 million, and the government is saying you only get to exempt 15 of it. And we're going to, not only did we tax you your entire life, now we're going to take half of everything you have left.
Which is why most people worth over 15, 20 million will get attorneys involved to create irrevocable trust, to push it out to avoid that issue.
Right. All right. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. A lot of interesting questions. We have Steve has a landlord. He's a landlord with an eviction. We'll get to you. Melissa, quickly, what is your question on real estate? I think I can squeeze it in. What's your question, Melissa?
My question is, about 10 years ago, my husband and I, our credit was not good, so my parents purchased our house for us. The loan is in their name. We put the deposit down. We've made every single mortgage payment, and now we're in a position to pay off the note, the bank loan, and we want the house back to us in our name. How can I do that without a huge tax implication for my parents?
All right, hold on. That's a good question. We got more on that coming right up. There's no tax. So right now,
Medicare's annual enrollment period is from October 15th to December 7th, and next year has some big changes, including cuts to plan coverage, carrier exits, and more. Your plan might change a lot or even be discontinued, so it's critical that you get in touch with Integrity Health Advisors, who will sit down with you for a personalized, no-cost plan review. Please don't wait until it's too late. Call Integrity Health Advisors today to schedule your review before December. Get started at integrityhealthadvisors.com.
If you are injured in an accident and you have questions about yourself or a loved one, any questions whatsoever in an injury accident, John Fuller puts himself out there to answer your questions free of charge, whether you hire him or not. Not many PI attorneys do that. They require that you sign up before they talk to you. With John Fuller, he will talk to you in depth about your case without you ever committing to hiring him. It's free. When you do talk to him, if you decide to hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis, and you still get that personal communication by getting his personal cell phone. It's a true thing. 303 597 4500, 597 4500. Hey, I want you to mark your calendars, please, for the 27th. We're going to have a seminar about Vestera Turnkey. That's a Saturday, okay? Saturday. I'm going to tell you the website where you can sign up. You can find out about becoming a landlord through Vestera, where they hold your hand through the whole process, from buying the property, managing the property, and selling the property. It's all done with their help, and you make the return. Vestera Turnkey. Here's where you go to sign up. MyBiggestReturn.com. I'll be there Saturday the 27th. MyBiggestReturn.com. That let's see.
Yeah, I can't go number 2 anymore.
That'll live with us forever. Tom talked about new stepped-up basis method involving inheritance. So a beneficiary deed isn't needed if your kids are inheriting your home. Is that right? That's true. That's true. It's not needed.
Hey, Steve? Yeah, we're coming back to you right after the break, okay? So just hang on for me. Uh-huh. Hey, Melissa? We're gonna be with you as soon as possible, okay? Just be patient with me. Uh-huh, no problem.
What if I told you your home could sell in days, even if your last agent couldn't sell it in months? I'm Marty Lenz, and that's just the kind of success I've seen from Gay Rittle.
Bonus depreciation, regular depreciation. Okay.
Stepping in when other agents can't deliver. Jeremiah and Sonia experienced this firsthand after being on the market with another realtor for 49
Okay. We're getting a lot of good questions this time
Yeah,
around.
this is a good. We roll on the roll. Good. We got a lot of questions.
They turned to the Empower Home team, and Gay laid out a clear game plan. And after just 4 days on the market, Jeremiah and Sonia had an all-cash offer that was $5,000 over the asking price that would close in just 14 days. Gay Rittle and the Empower Home team are so confident in their ability to get your home sold that if your home doesn't sell, they will buy it at a price agreeable to you. That's their guarantee. Call my friend and realtor Gay Rittle and the Empower Home team. 833-453-SOLD. 833-453-SOLD. Online, gayasthebuyers.com. Gayasthebuyers.com.
It's Henry Briggs with Excel Roofing. If your home was in a hail or windstorm, you should call Excel Roofing first. We'll let you know if you have damage and if you should file a claim. 303-761-6400. Excel is Martino's favorite roofer. Honest inspections, no cancellation fees. You don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by ProVolleyball.com. The Golden State Valkyries will look to keep their inaugural season alive with a win over the visiting Minnesota Lynx tonight in Game 2 of their opening round playoff series. The Lynx lead the best-of-3 series 1-0 after taking care of business at home in the series opener on Sunday. Tonight it'll be a 10 p.m. Eastern tip-off out west. For more women's sports stories, subscribe The stars, the speed, a new unified league that's changing the game. Join the movement at provolleyball.com and catch the latest in women's professional volleyball on Instagram and YouTube. Follow MLB today.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
I'm Tom Martino. Again, we have a lot of questions for Atlas, CPAs, and accounting. And Steve has a question as well, but Melissa wanted to know, I'm going to go to her because we left off with her. She wanted to know about her parents buying a home for her. So, Melissa, 10 years ago, this home was purchased. I have a very basic question first. Your parents are cooperating. They're not claiming it's their home, right?
No, they know it's ours.
Okay, so they're not opposed to quit claiming it to you.
No, we're just worried about the tax implications.
There are no tax implications. In fact, here's what you do. There are no tax implications. When you sign stuff over to people, they don't pay tax on it. You can sign stocks over to people, houses over to people, cars over to people, art over to people. No one pays taxes when you sign something over. The only time you pay tax is when you dispose of it. You pay the tax, you subtract the basis and pay the tax on the gain. Now, in your case, because it is your home and you've paid everything and you were in on the purchase in the beginning and you picked the house and all of that, you simply have them quit claim it to you. It's that easy. And then you pay it off and they quit claim it. It's your home. You have the original basis, which was yours anyway. You're not looking for a stepped up basis. You're simply looking to get the home in your name. So, guys, can you think of any reason why a simple quit claim would not work? Usually a quit claim you don't want because you want to get the stepped up basis when they die. But since this house was yours from the beginning, it's what the government calls substance over form. The substance of the transaction is that it was your house from the beginning. So it is proper that you inherit the basis from the beginning. And you do that with a simple deed. There are no tax implications for anyone.
Wow. I did not know that. Okay.
So when you pay, how much do you owe on it?
Simple. Right now we owe $200 and we can pay that off now.
Okay. Then when you pay it off, just make sure your parents are going to quit claim it to you. I mean, you literally are, if they're good parents, that's wonderful. But if you pay it off, they own a free and clear house with no obligation to quit claim it to you.
Right.
You may even want an agreement. I don't know the relationship you have with your parents. My parents, I would not need anything in writing, but I don't know your relationship. People get weird and greedy sometimes. I don't know. Does your dad have a gambling debt you don't know about, or keeping a mistress? Here's what I'm saying. You might want to scribble a note, an agreement, that upon paying off the house in the amount of that they agreed to quit claim it to you and your husband. I mean, again, I'm not giving you legal advice. Okay. You may want an attorney to type it up. But if you totally trust them, you're telling me that if you pay off the house tomorrow, they will quit claim it to you with no questions asked.
Yeah, they 100% know it's our house.
Good.
We've paid everything from the beginning, and they were just trying to help us out when we couldn't get a loan with a decent mortgage rate at the time.
That's really nice of them. That is really nice. So what was your house purchased for? How much?
We purchased it for $400,000. We've had it for 10 years over, and it's about $850 now.
Wow.
We owe $200.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so I'm telling you, the quit claim deed is simple and easy. Thank you for calling. Steve has a question on evictions. Steve, what's going on with you?
Oh, good, sir. I went through the eviction this morning, so we got everything out of the house.
Okay.
And then the sheriff was there, and everything went in normal. There was no fighting or anything.
Good.
But a lot of stuff is on the front yard. So I tried to find out from your lawyers or something how long that stuff could be there. I mean, that's going to destroy my front yard.
Well, technically, no one ever really asks that, but that stays there until it's not there anymore. Are you asking, and by the way, it shouldn't have been put in the yard. It should have been put on public property.
Well, the sheriff told me to put it on the front yard.
Well, that's kind of weird because now it becomes a problem for you. There are plenty of times when evictions are just that. They're evictions, and they're put on public property, and then the municipality immediately issues an order to clean it up. And when it's not cleaned up, the city sanitation department comes and cleans it up. By you putting it in your yard, you have just made it your problem. And the answer is you can't move it.
I can't?
Nope. You're going to run into a problem. And the sheriff's department shouldn't be giving out legal advice. Why did they tell you to put it in the yard?
I don't know. I asked him. I said, because long time ago, I had the same situation about 25 years ago. And they told me that to put it out to between a sidewalk and a curb. And in that particular location, it's only about 3 feet, so it wouldn't fit anywhere. I don't know what to do with the stuff.
Well, it's there. Think of it as storage right now.
Okay.
What do you think they're going to do about the stuff? Do you think they want their stuff? Is it worth anything? Tell me about it. What is it worth anything? You may want to just put it in storage somewhere because you can't. I mean, if you take it from your yard now and throw it away, let me ask you something. Why is that okay, but it wasn't okay to do that when you evicted them? The answer is you did it the wrong way.
Oh, that's too bad. I don't know.
I mean, you just inherited a big mess in your yard, and it's their property.
Yes, they are. It's theirs, but I don't know what to do now.
Hey, Tom, what if somebody comes in the middle of the night and just scooches the stuff
That's
over
right.
3 feet onto the sidewalk? Wouldn't that resolve our caller's problem?
Yes, you're right. Some anonymous person could come and actually clean it all up.
Well, it's a pretty busy street, so I wouldn't surprise if it's been half of it or some of it already gone. I mean, most people can tell that's an eviction situation.
Is this in Denver?
No, it's around the suburb.
Okay, I am looking up the eviction laws here because in Colorado, let's see, you can't remove the, let's see, hold on. Okay. Okay, the belongings must, listen to this. This is part of the law. Belongings must be placed on public property.
Okay.
Okay? But once it is now, I'm telling you this, I'm not reading this in the law. You did it wrong. You put it on your property. Now you can't self-help yourself and move it. You have just moved their stuff. In fact, they can hold you liable for the stuff. That sheriff's deputy was full of crap. It was supposed to be put on public property.
Well, that's interesting. That's what I believe too, but he told me put it on the front yard.
Well, what you should do is not listen to them because they're not lawyers. What you should do is this. I'm not insinuating, by the way, that they did it intentionally. What you need to do, because I like law enforcement, I don't want to say like they were trying to hurt you. They're not. Let me ask you something. It's in your yard right now, right?
Yes.
Where's public property compared to your yard? Where's the curb?
Well, I have a 4 or 5 foot wide sidewalk, and then beyond that is another 3 foot below curb.
Okay, let me ask you this then. When was this eviction done? Today?
Yes.
I would simply move it to the public property as if you're continuing the same eviction. Dimitri, I don't see why he would have to hide that. Do you? Dimitri's back at the mothership.
I don't really know why, but I can tell you from personal experience, I evicted somebody who was storing stuff at my business, and the Denver sheriff deputy who came out, he acted like he was the only one in charge, so he told us exactly where to put the stuff.
And where did he tell you to put it?
In the matter of this caller, I don't know, it might be safer for him if person or persons unknown show up in the middle of the night and just scooch stuff over from the grass into the sidewalk.
Dimitri, when you evicted someone, where did they tell you to put the property?
Well, they told me to put it on the sidewalk on the private street where my business was located at the time, but it was a private sidewalk. They didn't want it on the city property sidewalk just around the corner.
They may not want it on the city property, but that's exactly what it's supposed to do.
Oh, I agree, but the sheriff deputy acted like he was in charge of the whole universe. He didn't want to hear any lip from me. He says, this is how it's going to be done, or we're not going to do it.
Break time.
Okay, we got more coming right up. Wow, he really bought himself a peck of trouble here. So right now, anything he does with that property, he's liable for. Anything. If he moves it to public property now after the eviction and it's stolen, they can hold him responsible.
Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show.
Wow, he's going to have a big problem.
Yeah.
I think the nighttime and the anonymous nighttime guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would do that too.
You guys are doing a good job. I want to make sure you don't leave without my personal documents.
Tom, if there's time, I'd like to ask our accounting guests about some accounting stuff.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. You're right sometimes, Dimitri. Law enforcement, they can get pretty damn forceful and make it sound like they're going to arrest you if you don't do things.
Yeah, he said if I don't do exactly what he said, there's not going to be an eviction.
Yeah, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
So if I buy a really expensive car, like $150,000, and I If 50 traded, I get to deduct 100,000, and that'll save me in taxes.
You sell the one car for 50.
No. If I want to buy a car for 150 and I get a traded value of 50, I get to deduct the net.
The net. Yeah.
Okay. How do I find out if it's included in my taxes? I have to look at my return. I don't know if I've ever gotten a copy of my 24 return. Let me look. I can.
Well, we've done your troubleshooter. We haven't done your 1040 yet for 2024.
Oh, you're right. But no, I bought it. It would have been when I bought it in 20.
Yeah, it'll show up.
In 22. I got my 22. I'm going to look at it.
Hello, Tom Martino.
23.
Because that's an incentive. That's an incentive to buy. Right. I mean, because it's going to be less than I ever thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
That savings.
Okay, what did
But
you
then
want
a
to
lot
talk
of people
to
go
Tom
out and buy
about?
like a sports car thinking like a sports
Yeah, no.
thinking they're going to get that deduction, and then they don't because it doesn't qualify.
So
Okay,
let me
what
look
is
at my
the year and
taxes
make
here.
of your car?
I got my taxes here.
So the car you have in mind is over 6,000. Is that?
SUV.
What did you just say, sir?
And it's 150.
No.
So I mean, my net savings.
Sir, can you do me a huge favor and take me off speakerphone?
So it would be 2022, I believe.
But your 2023 would show it also. And how much?
Okay, yeah, let me just see if I
Okay.
can find it.
What did you
It
want to
would be
talk
on
to
my tax
Tom about?
return. My actual tax return.
Be on a depreciation schedule way in the back somewhere.
What's your first name? Reggie.
Is it your personal? Is that troubleshooting?
Oh, it would be on the
All right,
troubleshooter,
Reggie,
right?
hang on for me.
Yeah, you're
and
right,
Tom
right,
will be
right.
with
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
Okay, hang on.
Wait a minute. So does it still save me money on the troubleshooter or something?
Yeah, because you deduct it through troubleshooter.
Okay.
Troubleshooter would have the gain on the old one, but it would get the deduction, which just flows through to you.
Okay, that's right. That's right. Okay. So it's the same, except on the return, it would not show up on my personal. You're right. Okay. And it doesn't have to be new, or does it have to be new? Can it be used?
That's a great question.
I think used, new and used. I'm pretty sure that's the way it has been unless they've changed it.
Would you be thinking of used?
Well, probably, if I could get a great deal.
What kind of vehicle?
Just, you know what? I love my Beaver. I really do. But I'm going to be honest with you. I really am sorry I gave up my G-Wagon. My G-Wagon is beautiful. And I loved it, and I missed every minute of it. I just, you know, it's very seldom.
866-267-2624. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right Home Improvements. DRHI.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Yep.
Hi, Tom Martino. We have a question about trust. We have Atlas with us doing a great job today answering questions. Reggie, welcome to the show, Reggie. What's happening?
So I've sort of fallen out of favor with my trust attorney. And so I was wondering.
How did you? I'm curious.
Stay with him,
I'm
or
just
should
curious.
I-
How did you fall out of favor?
So I used him to handle the estate of a relative who died intestate.
Uh-huh.
And so we went through the whole process, and the estate has been closed. But during the process, I would get the bills from him on, you know, what I owed them as they progressed the estate through probate. And so the last check, you know, I sent, he said, okay, this is just an estimate, and of course you will get a refund, you know, if we don't hit that number. And so guess what? Lo and behold, down to the penny, they hit that number. And I say something is kind of funny here, and I don't like it. So
I got it. Okay, so
I'm thinking
basically you can't, what you're saying is you have an attorney you can't use anymore. What is your question?
Well, should I change the estate now to another attorney?
Of course you
Or do I
should.
need to do that?
If you're having bad blood with anyone, you should not put them in charge of anything of yours. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, if you can't work, so listen, if the trust was done correctly, you're not going to have another problem with another attorney picking up. But what function, this is what I'm confused about. The trust was completed when?
Oh, this was probably about 10 years ago.
Okay, so what I'm asking is, 10 years after the trust has been filed, what are you still using a trust attorney for? Forget about this other matter you had him do. What was he doing for you before that? What was he doing for you for the last 10 years?
Oh, well, nothing. It was just sitting there. We went in one time about 5 years ago and changed one of the the
So
trustees in the trust. But that was it.
Is he made a trustee at all, or is he any part of the trust?
No.
Okay. You really don't have to do anything. He has nothing to do with your estate. If you died tomorrow, would he step up and administer the trust?
Well, that's a good question. No, well, I don't think so.
Well, you got to okay, this is what you have to do. I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to take your trust and you're going to get a consultation with McKenzie Law. Okay? And you're going to ask Dan to read the trust and to find out if you're beholden to that attorney for anything. And if not, all well and good. If you are, then McKenzie can help you transfer it out. But my guess is you're not beholden to that attorney. So there's nothing really you need to do. If an attorney makes up a will or a trust, they do not have an ongoing fiduciary responsibility to you unless it's written into those documents.
Okay.
So I would say right now, I would have it reviewed anyway, though, and I'll tell you why. If it's 10 years old and it was done by an attorney and you no longer want to use the attorney, no matter what, a 10-year-old trust or will should be freshened up, at least with a new look. You would be shocked at how many little things change over 10 years. So here's McKenzie Law. Let me give it to you. It's 833 833-267 5267. And that spells 833 CO plans. Okay?
Got it.
All right, bro. Thanks for calling.
Very good. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. We have a text here. Tom, I keep hearing that a subchapter, I'm paraphrasing. It's written really weird. I keep hearing that a subchapter S flows through to me. What exactly does it mean? So what does that mean when it flows through? What does that mean?
Yeah, so
this is Kelly from Atlas.
So the income less the expenses is the net income. It flows through on a K1.
Okay, what, you can't hear him? Did you say that, Dragon?
Break. No, break.
Oh, take a break. I'm sorry. I got to take a break. Thanks, Dragon. Appreciate it. More coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Some normal Wednesday afternoon slowdowns throughout the Denver Metro before we hit that 1 o'clock hour. 6th Avenue eastbound, stop and go traffic on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Slow traffic starts at Federal, nothing out of the ordinary there. Same goes for I-25 north and southbound, some slower speeds through the downtown area in either direction. Starting to see slower speeds as we head into the afternoon hours as well. No complaints I-70 east and westbound to and from TIA. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll honor and remember the events of September 11th, 2001. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
I love endorsing GreatWesternBuildings.com. Ask me why. Because they are a steel building factory that deals directly with the consumer. Let me tell you why I love it. Because there's a lot of phony baloney people in the business saying that they're direct from the factory, and they're not. But I'm going to assure you of this. When you deal with GreatWesternBuildings.com, you're dealing with a family-owned Colorado company employing 150 people with a giant factory in Grand Junction. 100% American steel, a lifetime warranty on the structure, 40 years on the finish. You will love these people. They have engineers in-house that can help you engineer the right one for you. Go to GreatWesternBuildings.com and forget those phony balonies. Hey, speaking of phony balonies, you know, you never have more than in the solar business. These creeps say they know what they're doing. They just sell you a contract and subcontract to someone else. With Red Rocks, you will deal direct with the people that not only sell it, but they install it and they service it. And right now they can get you into a commercial system where the government pays for most of it. That is no lie. They are wonderful people. RedRocksRS.com. They can help you get it paid for, and they can help you make a profit on the power that you produce. Find out more. If you have a business, maybe a rental, a house, an apartment house, a duplex, agribusiness, home-based business, call them now, 303-704-2449, 704-2449. Okay. People are pissed at me right now because I missed a doctor's appointment yesterday. I never do that. Not my radiation, but my doctor. I just missed it. And I can't believe it. I'm buttoned up.
You mean your primary guy?
No, my cancer guy.
Time did we break 58:30?
Doesn't matter what time we broke, if the spot block is longer or shorter than what you think it is. But yes, went in at 52.
What is your Wi-Fi here, Tom?
Vassar Mesh.
Faster Mesh?
Vassar Mesh.
And yeah.
So you'll get right there.
Let's see if it connects me.
We should, because you were on it before, but if not, I can give you when it asks for the password, I'll just type it in. Is it
Oh, connected. Yeah, must be from. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, because you were here once before.
Vassar Mesh.
I dumped over. Hey, I like that new camera, man. That is cool. Okay, so hold on. Let me get. I'll tell you, don't get cancer.
But you're lucky you're a healthy guy, Tom.
Do you know what? I'm lucky. Do you know pancreatic cancer? I told you, I'm only in the 3% of people who get cured. 3%.
Because it was in some place where it could be found. Yeah.
It was found immediately. Yeah. And so when people say it's 97% fatal, what they should say is 90%, 97% of the time it's found, it's too late.
Yeah.
That's
a better story. That's the better.
That's why it's 97% fatal.
Yeah.
But if they find it, it's like any cancer. They can get rid of it.
How did they find it?
Okay, I was in Hawaii and I turned yellow. My wife said it's not tan.
Mhm.
Your eyes are new. So we got back New Year's Day. The very next day, I called and said, I need a blood test. I think I have hepatitis. And she says, Tom, when you have jaundice, it could be nothing or it could be very serious.
Mhm.
Go to an ER. And it wasn't more than an hour. They imaged me and found that tumor pressing on my bile duct. And they said, we have very bad news for you. That's what they said. You have pancreatic cancer. Or they said, we suspect it was a tumor. We suspect they didn't do the biopsy. They said, well, here's what we do know. We have to put a stent in to drain your liver because it's blocking it. And if we don't do that, that'll kill you within a couple of days. You are that poisonous. It's at 40,000 the number.
Hello, is this Tamisha?
It'll kill you. So we've got to do that.
Tamisha, this is Kelly. I'm calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show.
And
And you had reached out to us about a problem you're having with your apartment? Okay. Well, I do have a line available, and Tom is available to talk to you. So I'd like to place you on hold, and we'll be with you momentarily, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, no, you don't. Yeah, that's kind of what we do. We try to help.
4 to 6.
Heidi Ganol here, excited to join you again Wednesday with Tanner Egloff, the head of Turning Point USA at the CU Boulder campus. We'll talk all things Turning Point and Young Conservatives Wednesday at 4.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Okay, now, finally we're through with a few calls here, but I do have a text, and they want to know about something about a trust. But we're running out of time. You hear the music, so we have another hour. Get your calls in if you want to talk to our people or any issue like Tamisha. Stay on the line and I'll get to you. And I have more on that eviction. I found out more about that eviction where he put his stuff on private property. So stick around for the Troubleshooter.
Also,
so anyway, so when I went to the second one and I got out of that, he didn't know what the first guy told me, and he said, "Hey,
A follow-up?
give you some good news."
Sure.
And I thought,
And
wow,
you were
deja
working with
vu. And he
Dimitri
said,
about flooring, and you called
tumor
when?
is all there is. It's totally encapsulated.
So 2 weeks ago.
I went home. I
2
got
weeks ago,
doubled over
you
in
said?
pain. I couldn't stand up and I couldn't breathe.
Okay.
And it was severe pancreatitis. The
Yeah, you
reason
got it.
is because they probed it twice.
Issue with flooring. I remember the
And
call.
pancreases
All right,
are
hang on for
very
me, and
So
we'll get you
I
on with Tom as soon as possible, okay?
had to go back to the emergency room, and I was admitted
Uh-huh.
for pancreatitis. And they said it's going to be about 6 or 7 days. But my bilirubins were normal and everything. But my pancreas was swollen and bad. And that can hurt you too. Pancreatitis can be serious. So I'm in the hospital with pancreatitis, and
2 weeks ago.
This is an attempt to try to stimulate the economy. The Fed nodding to the fact that it has seen a weakening jobs market. Inflation is still above where the Fed wants it to be, but for now, the Fed signaling it's going to look, perhaps it sees inflation higher, but not going up a lot more, and it's willing to overlook that a little bit in order to bring rates down to try to provide some support for the jobs market.
The newest confirmed board member, President Trump's top economic advisor, Stephen Myron, dissented in favor of a half-point rate cut. President Trump is in the UK along with the First Lady for a state visit hosted by the royal family and will attend a state dinner tonight. Tyler Robinson, man charged in the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, remains in protective isolation at Utah County Jail. This is
We have to pay for that? That sucks. Put him in Gen Pop.
the iconic ice cream makers who have built a brand on their names along with flavors like Chunky Monkey and Cherry Garcia. Ben's ice cream just doesn't have the same ring to it, but that may be where we're headed. Ben & Jerry's co-founder Jerry Greenfield says he's quitting the brand because it's clear parent company Unilever won't let the company stand behind the social justice issues that were a stipulation of the sale of Ben & Jerry's back in 2000. Greenfield says it comes at a time when civil rights, voting rights, and the rights of immigrants, women, and the LGBTQ community are being attacked.
God, good riddance.
Ben & Jerry's has been silenced for fear of upsetting those in power. Sherry Preston, ABC News. Companies are competing to make driverless taxis the ride of the future, and soon it could be a reality in the Bay Area. Travelers arriving at San Francisco International Airport may be catching a ride to their next destination using driverless taxis. Waymo just got the green light to test its vehicles around the airport. Michelle Francis, ABC News. The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi. When Sunday feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit aoc.org/our stories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
KHOW News Time, 103. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is releasing details about last week's shooting at Evergreen High School. Investigators say deputies arrived on scene within 2.5 minutes of receiving 911 calls. The sheriff's office says the suspect shot one student inside the school, then fired more rounds inside before leaving the building. The suspect then shot another student near the entrance to the school. The incident lasted a total of 9 minutes. Law enforcement officials say the actions taken by teachers, staff, and students inside the school undoubtedly saved lives. A chance of rain today with seasonal temperatures along the Front Range.
A few more storms on the way for your Wednesday. To start off with sunshine, temperatures today will be a little below average in the low 70s, and it'll slowly go fire up mainly after 3 o'clock. Overnight, a couple more showers down to the upper 40s, and then for Thursday, we're in the low 70s before we're back into the 80s just in time for the weekend.
That's Fox 31 meteorologist Eileen Burns. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, impact traffic from the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Pretty calm throughout the Denver Metro as we hit that 1 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound, back to intense speed through the metro area. Through downtown, 6th Avenue eastbound, some normal Wednesday traffic loading. Off-ramp southbound and slow traffic at Central. If you're heading to DIA, some normal busy traffic on I-30 eastbound between Peoria and Pena Boulevard. No complaints by signals westbound through camp with traffic on March 1.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of why Philadelphia Eagles fans pelted a man dressed up as Santa Claus with snowballs. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
The ultimate celebration of music.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
It's happening this Friday and Saturday.
Live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
This Friday and Saturday night, starting at 8:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
For plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, think Plumline Services with quality brands like Carrier. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. I use Plumline in my home. Service professionals, 25 years strong, taught a mission of excellence, character, and ethics. Castle Rock Football College since 1998. Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. No phone call, no hassles. PlumlineServices.com.
Service at home, service at work. Plumline Services.
It's Henry Brettis with Excel Roofing. If your home was in a hail or windstorm, you should call Excel Roofing first. We'll let you know if you have damage and if you should file a claim. 303-761-6400. Excel is Martino's favorite roofer. Honest inspections, no cancellation fees. You don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
Address hair loss with the same simple one-day treatment I received. AdvancedHair.com.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. What up? Interview Peter Navarro, Senior Counselor for Trade Manufacturing. The Trump administration's got a new book out about how he went to prison so you don't have to. Plus Representative Nancy Mace of the assassination of Charlie Kirk and more on the Joe Pags Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW. Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
I'm Tom Martino, and this hour brought to you by K&H Home Solutions, because they now have painting, and I love K&H Painting Pros. K&H around 65 years. It's a company you can trust. KHWindows.com. Want to go to the phones? Tamisha has an issue with an apartment. I also have Atlas with me. Atlas CPAs. What's the official name, guy? What's the official name, Eric? I always say Atlas CPAs and Accounting. What is the actual official name of your company? What is it? Come on, take a stab at it, guys.
Yeah, it's Atlas CPAs and Advisors.
Okay. Atlas CPAs and Advisors. That's what I'll use from here on out. Atlas CPAs and Advisors. Okay. Tamisha, what's going on with your apartment?
She just fell off.
Oh, no. Okay. We'll take Tamisha back when we get, is it a her? We'll get her back. Let's take Lori right now. An issue with a flooring, working with Dimitri, who's back at the mothership. So Lori, what was going on with this flooring? Dimitri, you want to summarize it?
I'd like to get Lori to summarize it because it's been a few weeks and I can't really remember all the details right now.
Oh, no, that's fine. Lori, summarize what the original problem was and where it stands today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is Laura. So we hired a contractor to do a basement remodel, and there's been little issues along the way. This last one was they were putting self-leveler on our basement floor, grinding it, preparing it for LVP installation.
Yes.
And installed the LVP first time, then decided it wasn't right, took it out, installed it again. And basically they're saying they are done, and it is not correct. You can walk on it.
Did you go out and look at it, Dimitri, or did she send us pics of this thing?
Yeah, Tom, Laura sent me a whole bunch of photos. This is more than a couple of weeks ago. I'd say about a month ago. And I agree with her assessment. The flooring pictures and some other ones I saw really just showed shoddy workmanship at the time.
And so since then, we have had a flooring inspector out to do a report to make sure that what we're seeing and feeling is accurate.
Right. And what did the flooring inspector say?
Oh, Tom, by the way, I believe that we referred Laura to Big Bear Flooring. Laura, is that right?
You did. And you also referred us to Neil Hollington for some legal services.
So did Big Bear come out to take a
our
look?
Our hope was that we could get this solved without the legal services. But now we've been notified that, and I'd love to have you say the contractor's name now that we have.
No, I don't mind. I'm trying to find your damn call. I can't find it. I just can't find it. Did you use the name Laura?
She did, but it was Mark who took the call originally. It was one of your days off.
All right. Okay, fine. I got it. I found it.
Yeah, so
it was started. Okay, so here's what I want to know. I want to know, where does it stand today?
So it stands today. We have this, floor inspection that's certified that says it was installed incorrectly, that trafficking the floor throughout the basement, they can confirm.
What kind of floor was it?
And low points. It's an LVP flooring that the contractor recommended from a big floor and tile company here in the North Metro area.
Okay, who is the contractor?
It is Ostrander Construction Services.
Ostrander? How do you spell it?
Ostrander.
Okay, just as it sounds, Ostrander. And they installed it the wrong way according to your inspector, but Ostrander says they're done.
So Ostrander now is saying that the floor has been installed according to manufacturer and industry standards. The inspector says that is incorrect. So we sent a letter to...
How much will it cost to fix? How much will it cost to fix?
So in order for us to fix the flooring, we have a estimate of just a little under $4,000. We had originally purchased the LVP flooring and the underlayment. So the only thing that Ostrander did for the flooring was, the installation work. And he is claiming that we owe him $10,400.
Hey, Laura, let's get right to that. Let's just get
Yeah.
right to the meat of the matter, okay? If you have a claim under $7,500, this is excellent for small claims, and you will have the testimony of a floor inspector, independent, which will trump anything that Ostrander says. So if the floor inspector says this was done improperly, it doesn't matter what Ostrander says. Well, okay, but and what I want to know is if it was done properly, what does Ostrander say is wrong with it? What do they like the way it looks? How does it look?
It looks and it feels terrible.
Tell me
but
what
the
it
thing
looks
about
like. Tell me
Ostrander
exactly
is-
what does it look like?
So when someone's walking on it, you can actually see the planks move up and down. You can feel the tongue and groove in between the planks because they were not installed correctly. And then there are still some areas where they didn't even finish putting planks of the flooring.
Is it
up
warping?
against the wall. Oh, it is definitely moving. Yeah. So the floor inspector says, it's trafficking the floor. So while he was walking on the floor, he could confirm noticeable high and low points consistent with subfloor preparation deficiencies.
All right.
And then he's able to tell that within the basement, there's out of flat areas between 3/16 and 1/4 of
Hey,
an
we don't
inch
have to get
in a
for the radio show,
split area.
Laura, we don't have to get this specific. So the inspector basically confirmed your suspicion and has very specific information on where Ostrander went wrong. Ostrander said we did everything correctly. So far, how much have you paid Ostrander?
So we paid him a little over $26,000. We've been working from
Wait a minute.
an online.
Wait. You paid 26. So they did more than the flooring. They did the whole basement.
Definitely. So we have paid him each time that they have
All right.
asked.
Now, but to correct the floor will be under $7,500, right?
To do the floor, yes.
Okay, that's good news.
Wait,
Because,
it gets worse. Laura, didn't you send me a copy of a letter announcing their intent to file a lien because you didn't pay them another $10,000?
we heard that. She said that. She said he wants another 10 grand or so.
Yeah, but no, he's threatening a lien.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. So, that's the way it's going to be. But here's what I want to tell you, Laura. Laura, we have to separate. We have to separate the floor from the rest of the basement. Here's what I mean by that. If let's just pick a number, it's going to take $6,000 to fix the floor, right? So if he is claiming that you owe money for other parts of the finish, like let's say
He hasn't done.
What's that? Okay. But I'm just saying.
He's claiming money that he has not done. Like he is charging
Laura,
us for.
I agree.
I
I
trim.
even if I believe you, let me finish what I'm saying because you need to know this. Okay? Because it's going to get into more than just the floor. Again, Laura, this is not a statement of agreement with him. This is a statement of what's going to happen based on the hundreds of cases I've handled. He is going to say, that you owe him another 10, 12, 14, whatever it is. Let's pick 10,000. You're going to claim in small claims court that it's going to take 6,000 to fix the floor. He's going to say, okay, then she only owes me $4,000. He is going to divert the topic of the floor to other work because I suspect if he did the entire job, he is saying you owe him another X amount of dollars, not counting the floor. I think that that's how he's going to try to cast doubt on your claim. So, or to minimize your claim. So I just want you to be ready to defend yourself, because when you claim it's going to take $6,000 to fix the floor, or however much it will, he's going to claim you still owe him money on top of that. What you need to know is, did he, in his threat to file a lien, did he specify what you owe him for? Specific things?
No.
He just said you owe him how much?
$10,400.
But he didn't say what it's for.
Nope. He has it marked as $10,464 for labor, materials, and services furnished to the above property.
Okay. That's way too general. He is going to have to, that's why you need to get this into small claims court very soon, because he can file a lien. It doesn't take much to file a lien. All you have to do is make a claim and he can file a lien, and you will have a lien on it. But if you get to small claims court first, then he can bring that up. But I'm telling you, you need to get whatever it's going to take to fix the floor. Now, in conversations, did he at least hint where you owe the extra money?
Yes, so we've been working from an online estimate that lives in the joint.com.
I get it.
platform.
But what does he say? If you had to guess, where is he saying you owe the money? And you're saying it's for things he didn't do. What are we talking about?
So the overall project had a total price of $37,000 and some change.
Okay, that was the
And we've
contracted
already
amount?
paid- Well, there is no signed written contract. It's just this online estimate that we've been working from, and we've been paying as a project has been completed. And
okay.
so the remainder amount on this online estimate is the $10,400.
I get it. I get it completely now. Now I see why he's saying you owe on the original estimate. But that, okay.
Yes.
So, but if you truly do have an estimate that you agreed to somewhere or somehow, what would prevent you? Again, here's what I'm asking. If the floor was fixed, let's take the floor out of the equation. What would prevent you from paying the balance of the contract? What excuse would you have not to pay the balance of the contract? I'm not challenging you. I'm asking for your reasoning. The floor went bad, but are there other things that you shouldn't pay for?
Well, so since the floor has not been installed according to standards, they can't install the doors, and they can't install the base trim or the door trim.
Okay.
And they haven't installed our bathroom vanity.
Okay.
And they haven't
So you're
finished the
saying
electrical.
that there's a lot of work that has not been completed that he wants to be paid on.
Correct.
But is he saying, this is what I really need you to be objective about and just tell me, is he saying that he will complete the job?
Oh, I don't think he's saying that at all, because we don't agree that the floor has been installed correctly.
I get that.
And since we're stuck there, he can't install the trim or the doors.
Got it.
And so...
But what I'm saying is this. Is he expecting to be paid the $10,400 without completing the job? Or is he saying once you pay him, he will complete the job? I mean, what's his thought process? Dee, did you talk to him at all?
Yeah.
What's his thought process?
Well, I'm reading the letter, and here...
Break when you can, buddy.
Okay, I got to take this break. I'll come right back to it. I got to take this break. More coming right up. See, when people get sideways,
You're great at
it's
protecting
almost
your data, but
impossible
lots
to
of
get
places could still
to
expose you to
separate it.
identity theft.
Like,
If that happens,
I don't know how to
LifeLock gives you
explain
the
this, but when one
U.S.-based
thing goes
restoration
wrong,
agent who will
some
stick by your
people
side from start to
discount
finish.
everything
Phone
that's
calls,
done. You
filing
can't do it.
documentation, preparing insurance claims. Your agent handles it
Well,
all. In
if he
fact,
didn't do the work,
they're
he
so
shouldn't be paid
confident
for it.
restoration is
But if he's
guaranteed
willing
or
to
your
do
money
it.
back. It's nice to have an expert like that on your side.
She's
Save
saying
up
she
to
doesn't
40%
trust
off
him.
your first year with promo code Beck at lifelock.com. That's lifelock.com. Terms apply.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney that believes in the personal when it comes to personal injury. Let me tell you what I mean. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to even promise to sign up to get information on your case. You call the law firm and say, I want to talk to John. And then you talk to him about your case. He'll go over each and every aspect of your case without any obligation. If you decide to hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. You can call or text him at any time on his personal cell phone. Yes. So this personal communication begins with a phone call and continues through your entire case. 303-597-4500. No one else does this. 303-597-4500.
Ooh, pizza's here.
Yeah, let me go get it. Dee, did he write that letter to you or to her?
To her. She scanned or she photographed it and sent it to me.
Okay.
This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4468. That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoshieldsco.com. Are you prepared for the stock market roller coaster? How much money can you afford to lose in your retirement account? I'm consumer advocate Marc Mager. I want to tell you about
Yeah. It's amazing. This is a great shot. I kept it on this shot the whole time, even though I didn't have to. Let me see. I'll go back to this. Stepped up basis. Okay. Can you explain bonus depreciation? Okay, let me see if I'll get to this. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Let's see. Ah, shit. And it was in 2022? Okay. So anything I get on that, I depreciated it, right? So anything I get on it. So that still gives me a write-off. Well, it might be that. It might be a little less. And if I lease the car, it's the same as buying it. Do I still get the bonus depreciation, or does it have to be a purchase?
A capital lease where you're actually acquiring. Does it work if it's just like a monthly rental?
Not a monthly rental. What I meant was like a normal auto lease would work as well. Okay. Okay, good. September. And I turned, this month, I turned 72.
Wait, your birthday was this month? When was it?
2 days ago. 3 days.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It's the 4th. It was the 4th.
Well, dude, you should have said something. Man, it's 2 consecutive birthdays of yours I didn't get you a card.
Uh-oh. Now you owe me a gift.
I'll get you a calzone. A birthday calzone.
I'll get you a clock.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk podcast.
Starting off with sunshine for your Wednesday. We are with you a couple of storms released on this afternoon, and today's going to be one of our cooler days of the work week down in the low 70s. I'm Fox 31 with everything meteorologist Heidi Bush.
Hi, I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me for an episode with Rob Reiner talking about the new Spinal Tap release. Rob Reiner on the Taking a Walk podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Trajan Wealth, K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 K-How, an iHeart radio station.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome. All right. So, Laura, we have a letter from the contractor that you got. So go ahead, Dee. What is he doing? What is he saying to address this?
So, this is the 10-day notice of intent to file a lien. So he says that $10,000 remains due and unpaid for labor, materials, and services provided, as in past tense, provided under agreement. So unless we see the actual agreement, we don't really know if this is work he already did or if he's simply kind of, and I've seen this so many times now, Tom, contractors tend to kind of try to accelerate the contract if there's some kind of a problem, and they just want to get paid for the entire amount, whether or not they actually do the work.
Right.
But in this case, we really don't. And as you probably know, that's pretty common based on the cases I've worked here for you.
Yeah.
But so I really can't tell.
I think the guy is figuring, this is what I think he's thinking. The hell with her. She didn't complete the contract. She still owes me. Now, whether or not, what I'm hoping is this. If they get to small claims court, they get to negotiate beforehand and discuss. It's mandatory. And then they go to court. I have a feeling that's when he'll bring up the extra money, and she's going to have to say whether or not she wants him to complete the job, and they're going to have to talk it out. But it starts with small claims, especially because she has an expert that she paid for, and she's got an expert saying she's right. Now, again, does that mean you had a right to cancel the rest of the contract and keep him from completing it? Probably not. That's where the complication comes in. As much as I support your argument, Laura, and your frustration, technically, this floor problem should not have had you fire him completely unless it was so egregious that you didn't trust him to complete the job. And if you say you didn't trust him,
absolutely what it is.
Well, of course, Laura, everyone says that. Everyone says when they have a problem, they want to stop all future stuff. But then the question is, and this is the way you would be asked in a court, is then what happened? What about the past work? Not the floor, but the other work. Apparently you had no problem with that work. So why would you think he couldn't complete the job? Why are you preventing him from completing the job? That would be the question. Your answer is going to be, well, he didn't do the floor right, so I don't think he can do anything right.
No, we had problems throughout the project.
Okay, got it.
And he tried to install the floor 3 times.
Okay, so enough said. You're saying you don't want him to complete it. You're saying you don't want him to complete the contract based on several problems, not just the floor. I got it. Stick to that argument. It's a good one. I would also get an expert to talk about the rest of his work. If the rest of his work was up to code, if the rest of his work was done satisfactorily, you may have a problem with canceling the contract. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you will have a problem, but he's going to bring it up. You have a viable contract. So you need to be ready for it. That's all I'm saying. You need to be ready for it. But it's good that you got the expert. And it's good that, but please file a small claim immediately. Do it immediately in the county where you're located. Deputy Bo has a question for Atlas CPAs. Go ahead and advisors. Go ahead, Deputy Bo. What is your question? What is your question?
I have two questions. I'm in the market for another accountant, and I have like 15 Schedule Cs. I have a few rental properties, so I'd like to get.
Wait a minute. Do you do a Schedule C on each rental property?
Yes, I do.
It's probably a Schedule E for rental properties.
Okay, maybe it is an E.
Do you have to do one for each property?
Yeah, you do a separate schedule for each property that you
Okay, got it. Keep going, Bo.
We have 15 of them. I'm looking for a new accountant, so I'd like to know, what is your fee structure? Is it a flat rate, or do you charge? What do you charge to file a return every year?
Well, we usually charge by the hour, depending on what level a person works on it. So, I mean, our fee range could be anywhere from somebody working $150 an hour up to $300 an hour, just depending on how long it takes.
But let me just explain something to you, Bo. It's not like an attorney where every time they sneeze, you're charged. They really do a great job to keep fees realistic. I'm not saying, that you don't pay, but they seem to be very reasonable in the world of bookkeeping and accounting.
Okay, and then how many employees does Atlas have?
Why does that matter to you? I'm just curious. Why does that matter?
Because the last accountant I had kind of worked out of her house.
Oh, no. Listen, how many? First of all, let's talk about how many. Bo, just so you know, they are my accountants, both personally and professionally. How many offices do you have? Talk about that. How many Atlas offices are there? 14?
We have like 26 locations.
26 offices. So do you want them to do a head count for you? I mean, it's like they have dozens. They have dozens and dozens of people.
Okay, I didn't know that. I just, on my next accountant, I want somebody that's an actual real company rather than somebody working out there.
I know where you were going with that. Bo, you don't want someone that's going to have your file sitting on a desk somewhere and say, oh, wait, let me find it, and then move a dirty sock out of the way. You want a real company. I get it.
Break when you can.
Then end up filing extensions because they can't get to it. And I hate that.
Right.
So I have another important question. My wife passed away in 2019. She had this lifetime exemption that you were talking about for the $15 million.
Yes.
And I'd like to know, am I entitled to use that when something happens to me?
I don't even understand the question. Am I not understanding his question?
When she passed, unless you had a trust set up, all of her assets passed to you, so you can't double it up again. You just have your own $15 million, I think is what you're asking.
Right. I thought we had two. I thought there were always two lifetime exemptions.
You would have had to have used that when she passed, but when she passed, you already got everything she had coming into your estate.
And then he gets 15.
Okay. Yeah.
So you are getting both. When she
no, but when he passed, if he's got over 15 million, there could be a taxable situation.
Of course.
Yeah.
On the amount above 15 million.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's no two 15 millions. There's just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
One for the couple, you're saying?
No, one for him who remains. He might have formed there's just the one.
Okay, let me ask you this. Maybe I'm confused. Does a married couple get one $15 million exemption for the estate?
No, it'd be 30 million.
It would be 30 million, 15 each.
15 each. Yeah.
So, Bo, who were you? I'm sorry, I missed. Who were you asking about? Who's the other person?
Well, it was my wife when she passed away. Am I entitled to use her $15 million exemption?
Well, she used it. No, you're not. In other words, 15 plus 15 equals 30. If she died and left and she never used it, you don't still get 30. It died with her. The $15 million died with her.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Break time.
Okay.
All right, and I'll
okay.
be calling that one.
And,
Thank
and
you.
okay, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. But I didn't know his wife died, first of all.
Yeah, that's what he said early on. When she died in 2019. She died in 2019.
Because he's married. He married twice. Oh, wait. Is he still a widower? I didn't know he had lost a wife, actually. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said she passed in 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What I should have said on the fees is we always get a copy of the prior year return.
To check it out.
And then we check it out and give them a fee range. So they know ahead of time.
Okay. We can talk about that.
Because then they know ahead of time what it's going to be and they don't wait till the end and see how many hours we put into it, Should have mentioned that, but.
Yeah.
So he's one of your deputies.
Yeah.
You got new deputies. I got Deputy Dimitri also.
Mm-hmm.
You must know all of the deputies, right?
I know the names. You still have Doc?
Yes.
Doc. Yeah. I hear the names on there.
So my radiation today is at 240. I can make that easy.
You're going to have to give us your docs quick if you get.
Oh, no, again. Yeah. How much time do I have?
4.
I'm just going to get him set up.
Yeah. Good. Finished. Troubleshooter. But then he's got this other company, Vegas Financial.
Yeah, I remember that.
And there's still some loose end questions with a couple of his new partners. So Oleg just sent him questions so he couldn't file it timely.
Is it their first year?
No, it's the second year, but because it's a partnership, it's easier to waive it.
It is. Yeah. You can always use the first time exemption for the one, and then partnerships give you other options to get out of them too.
Yeah. So it's a lot easier than
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why, but yeah, it is. Yeah. Ones we can answer easy. Because I'm not real big on estates and trust. I usually go to BICS for that,
Yeah, we got a couple of 706 estates in the last few years, so.
I haven't done any.
That's where Bix is your man.
I don't think he's done any in the last 5-10 years either. We don't do many of those. Nobody with that high income, I guess, or high assets. 709 is what did we do that? We did something one year. Remember we had a stack this high?
We did the Shirley Shelton.
That might have been that one.
Shirley Shelton, 706. She died in 2013.
Yeah, that might have been the one I helped work on up there.
Yeah, that was huge. It was like $50 million.
Yeah. We had a stack of docs this high that got sent to the IRS. Like book values of vehicles, and I remember working on that.
Yeah, there was like 15 different properties.
Yeah. That's right.
We had to submit a valuation.
Yeah.
And we had these attorneys, Davis and Shulkin, who did the legal.
Okay, I got that one done. Apologize for missing my appointment. That is a nice shot. Damn it, I love it. And then I have this one here I don't even need anymore.
Yeah, is that the one he's talking about, maybe?
That's the year I had a shot from the consumer.
My wife sent it to me.
Good looking group of guys.
Ah, that piece of shit. I don't want to see that again.
Your first consultation, that's free. So there's no reason to wait. Call T3 Kinetics today. 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986. T3 Kinetics, 303-900-8986.
Hi, folks. Jim Chickini, Sunlight Home Improvement. Remember Susan Light started Sunlight Light Wash in 1985, doing a little of everything. We've grown to be one of the largest companies of our kind in Colorado, specializing in kitchens, baths, pumps, pools, finished basements, and rooms and doors. Serving Colorado for years. And more than a century of service, we've learned that the fundamentals of a successful business never change. That is, treat people like you want to be treated. Do good work.
I really like EVs, but I really like EVs. Do you like EVs?
I haven't really had much experience with them yet, so.
My wife hates them.
My daughter's friend doesn't Tesla, and they just love it.
Everyone who has it loves it.
They can camp in those things with mattresses, and it keeps the steady temperature all night long, even if it's 10 degrees out. It's pretty, and it's got different themes, like you can have a forest theme in the car when you're sleeping.
I know, it's so crazy.
It's crazy.
So that's no lives for the 45.
Find out what your case is worth. Call
Or for this
Fuller.com.
one. Hi, Tom Martino here. Okay. Got some breathing room. I can go to my texts. And we have a lot of questions on text. Okay, this one here would be, hold on. Okay, on Social Security, I don't know if you guys know about this, but do you have to work a full 35 years? They take your top 35 years of earnings. What if you don't have 35 years? Do you know anything about Social Security? If you still get it, if you don't have the quarters worked?
I think you get a portion of it. You may not get the full amount, but I believe you'll still get something. And anybody can go online to their account and check it out.
Yeah, that's right. There's online access for that. Okay. Tom, you talked about a stepped up basis involving inheritance and appraisal. So a beneficiary deed is not needed if your kids are inheriting your home. Is that right? Well, a beneficiary's deed is not needed. You can leave the home in a will or in a trust or, yeah. So no, you don't need a beneficiary's deed. What a beneficiary's deed does is it bypasses a will and it bypasses the estate. So upon death, the house is not even in your estate. The estate is without the house because it automatically passed to the beneficiary. So when I said that you should not quit claim your house, you should not do your house transfer before death, and I said a beneficiary's deed would be better. It would be better, again, because the reason they were doing the quit claim to begin with was to try to bypass probate. And a beneficiary's deed bypasses probate. But you don't need that to leave it to your kids. You don't need a beneficiary's deed. It can be done through a regular will. And by the way, a little note on this. I cannot believe the conniptions people go through to try to avoid probate. First of all, probate is not, where did it become this big, giant, scary thing? Probate is not complicated. Everyone, you hear about people saying, oh, I want to avoid probate. I want to avoid probate. Well, all probate is, in fact, it's not like you even go to court. You just file a probate. It is a lawsuit, basically, but there's no adversarial relationships unless someone wants to make a claim on the estate. But probate is simply a lawsuit that's opened up to dispose of the estate property. If the will is in place, a trust is in place, or there are things like beneficiaries deeds and all of that, probate is not complicated. But go ahead.
You made a good point, but having a trust in place can help. So
yes, it can.
I think that's the key point, because that's another way just to get it out of the hair.
Well, yeah, and you can totally bypass probate altogether if everything is done by trust and buy beneficiary deeds. And when I say beneficiary deeds, homes are not the only thing you can leave to people outside of probate. You can do all kinds of beneficiaries deeds. They're not called beneficiary deeds, but you can do all kinds of transfers to people that take effect on your death. So it doesn't have to be just real estate you do that with. You can do that with artwork. You can do that with any tangible property. You can make an agreement that transfers it on the date of death. Just so you know. Okay, let me go back to my text here I had. Okay, here. Tom, can you explain bonus depreciation versus regular depreciation? I spent $25,000 to property rehab. It goes to my basis. Do I get bonus depreciation? I think we've been talking about that, not really explaining it. Bonus depreciation, guys.
Yeah, so bonus depreciation allows you to write it off all in the first year versus having to depreciate
in a lump sum.
In a lump sum.
Now, didn't they used to call that Section 179?
Well, Section 179 still applies along with bonus, but when you have 100% bonus depreciation, there's really no reason to use Section 179.
Okay, so let's explain this. Bonus depreciation does not happen on a house, right?
Right.
Okay. Bonus depreciation means if you bought a machine for your factory, bonus depreciation means normally that you get to write off 100% of it in the year you bought it.
Right.
It's a bonus because normally you may have to depreciate that 1/5 at a time for 5 years or 1/10 at a time for 10 years. Bonus means you get to accumulate all that in the first year. So that's what bonus depreciation means. For a lot of people, it means I can buy a car or a boat or an aircraft with business use and write it all off. Are there limits to bonus depreciation? You know, that's a good question, isn't it?
They are, but it's really huge, like $200,000 or $300,000.
Okay.
There is a dollar limit.
Then explain then what a Section 179 is. What is that?
That's just another method of taking depreciation, accelerated depreciation
in 1 year.
In 1 year.
And how much of it can you take?
What's the max? We'll have to look up the max.
But it's a certain amount you can take. So if you buy stuff, even without bonus depreciation, it allows you to accumulate it all under one amount.
Correct.
Okay. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast. Easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for your Wednesday afternoon commute. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds at 310. We did have some congestion for the lunch hour through the downtown area that has all cleared up. For folks heading to DIA, I-70 eastbound, no complaints. We are still dealing with some slowdowns I-70 westbound between Chambers and Peoria. It looks like some debris on the road has recently been cleared up and speeds returning to normal. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Hi, I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me for an episode with Rob Reiner talking about the new Spinal Tap release. Rob Reiner on the Taking a Walk podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, if you're looking for a solar system, I love Red Rocks, and the reason is because they are the experts that not only sell the system, they install it and they service it. So they are in the solar business, now specializing in commercial systems. But don't let that scare you away. Don't let that deter you. You can have a commercial system even in your home if you have a home-based business of some kind, or you have an agribusiness, or maybe you're a landlord with an apartment house, a duplex, maybe a strip mall. You can get a commercial solar system, and it comes with a lot of special depreciation and bonuses, talking about tax benefits. And they can teach you how to sell that electricity to the end user or back to the grid and actually make a positive cash flow. So call redrocksrs.com, redrocksrs.com, 303-704-2449.
Am I in your way? Do you want me to scooch over? Okay.
I'm just telling you,
Mhm.
we are probably only going to have maybe.
Okay, so I'm done with that one. So this person's on that last quitclaim deed. Did the parents own two houses at the same time? And the one that they were about to pay off considered a rental? Which one they were living in, the parents, for tax reasons?
I mean, these people are a wonderful resource that I get to use for free. I mean, accountants, lawyers, contractors.
Did the parents own two houses at the same time? Yes, of course they did. What's the big deal? Time was the one that they're about to pay off considered a rental? Which one were they living in? Would that have tax problems? No, it wouldn't. What implications are going to be on the parents if they had two mortgages at the same time? Nothing. You're allowed to have two houses, right? Only one primary residence for the deferral, right?
Right. Only one can be the primary.
And it has to be 2 out of the previous 5 years.
Yeah, that you've been living in it or owning it.
You know, does it bother you that we don't react to you anymore?
No, it encourages me.
Oh, okay.
Hi, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Zach. How are your days off? Yeah. So this is from Dan as a thank you for helping out. Well, no, it's from Dan.
Yeah, screw you, Kelly.
I don't get
Yeah,
anything
screw
from
you,
Dan.
Kelly.
I get nothing from Dan.
See?
What are you talking about?
You give nothing to Zach. See?
I have a maintenance appointment today. So
So it doesn't matter if you trade it in or if you sell it. You just have to claim the income.
Yeah.
Loosen?
Okay.
It's as if you were
first
selling
of all,
it.
if I had
As if you're selling it
anything
to the dealer, pretty much. So
like
treated the same way.
remotely with my teeth, I'd be passed out on the floor. I don't think you understand how much Valium I have to take before going to the dentist.
How much do you have to take?
2 the night before, 2 the morning of, and then the little pills that just put me to sleep. And then, as you know, I cannot know up front when I go, because if I know, then I'll cancel the appointment because I'm a little brat. And so Adam has learned throughout the years that he basically just, after dinner, after the dishes are done, everything,
God.
hands me the Valium.
You're crazy shit.
You're finding this out now?
Dentophobia. It is a condition.
It's not the only one you've got.
Well, that's true. I mean, we can list them down the line. I mean,
We don't have enough time
trust
for
me
that.
on
Show's
that.
almost over. We don't have enough time for that.
I mean, let's face it. You know, we got the Napa Auto Parts debacle.
What was the other one? Layaway?
I didn't know what layaway was. Yeah, that's another one. So on car day one day, Zach, I've never heard of Napa Auto Parts, and so I literally said, "Well, why would somebody go to Napa Valley for auto parts?"
It's a prime spot.
And Suzanne has all of these down in a book that she just tracks, and I mean, it doesn't stop there.
Shit, Kelly doesn't know. It's getting to be a novel. There are 3 or 4 chapters already.
Oh, there has to be more than that.
Did we have a Fed cut? Did they?
Yes,
Yeah,
quarter
quarter.
point.
Big fucking deal.
I know. I was hoping for 2.
All right.
Student Judah Cox wrote a song that went viral after last week's shooting at his school. Wednesday on Ryan Schuling Live.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. And we just have the last few remaining minutes. So let's talk about, somebody wants to know about things they can do for these last few months to make taxes go smoother as they file before April 15th, 2026. So, what do they have to do? They have to make sure they have their records, but let's talk about any strategies they can do last minute. IRAs. When do you have to fund an IRA?
You have until April 15th. So you have 4 months after the close of the year to do that.
And IRAs are eligible for anyone, or does it phase out totally with income?
They're not eligible if you have another retirement plan.
Can you have a 401k and an IRA?
Not in most cases. Not if it's employer sponsored.
Okay, so you can't have a 401 an IRA with a 401k, but you can transfer money out of a 401k into an IRA.
Yeah, it can't be a deductible IRA.
All right.
Yep.
So anyway, we're out of time, folks. Atlas CPAs, let me just give you the contact information. 303-799-9111. Remember, save all your problems for me.
All right, you're
All
clear,
right.
buddy. See
Thank
ya.
you. See you,
Follow
bro.
Tom Martino at Real Tom
Okay. Let me stop streaming here.